wins and championships.
The home of USC football, and now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is a special edition of ESPN Los Angeles. Your home for Rams football, 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Blitz coming. He's hit. Ball down. Scooped up down the right sideline with blockers. 10-5. A leap in the end zone.
Broadcasting live from YouTube Theater. Scott Kaplan, Chris Geeter McGee bring you all the coverage of Rams Reveal.
Flat, it's caught. It's another touchdown. Colby Parkinson, go off. The Rams are back on top.
An exclusive special event tonight for season ticket members and a special guest. And we'll bring you all the coverage, all the sights and sounds. And yes, some of those special guests this evening. Plus, a major announcement on the way. ... Kappy and Geeter got you covered. Let's do it. It's time for Rams Revealed right now on ESPN LA.
Hi, this is Myles Garrett of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. LA's mega sports station, ESPN LA.
Now inside YouTube Theater with Geeter, here is Scott Kaplan.
And we are live at 6 o'clock at night, Geeter McGee. We are in the YouTube Theater here at SoFi Stadium. Rams Reveal tonight, and it's going to be wall-to-wall Rams as we're now getting ready for training camp to start. And before you know it, we're like under 50 days away from the start of the NFL season. Geet, how are we feeling tonight?
And you know what's great? I woke up to you this morning, and I'm going night-night with you. A lot of radio for Kappy today.
You know what? I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to be on these airwaves. What a privilege it is, honestly, to be on the air in Los Angeles, California, where you've got the LA Rams that were a play away from winning the Super Bowl. And I say it like that because they were a play away from beating Seattle twice, by the way, last year in Seattle. And had they won that game in the NFC Championship game, they would have wiped the field with the New England Patriots the same way the Seattle Seahawks did. And so we are at the very beginning, Geeter, of what we expect to be a season that will end right here at SoFi Stadium with the Rams, and yet their second Super Bowl trophy since they're back in L.A., and it would be the second at their home stadium SoFi.
And the Super Bowl's getting just pushed further and further back. It's like mid-February, right?
Yep, that's
so I'm
right.
ready for that. And you just hit on something, Kappy. You talked about being a play away from the Super Bowl. I'm not sure I'm over the regular season loss at Seattle up 16,
right,
which would have put the Rams in the driver's seat to have home field advantage. But for me, I don't think I've been this excited for a Rams season in a long time. I think back to the 21-22 season when the expectations were there, and it ended in a Super Bowl 56 victory at SoFi over the Cincinnati Bengals. But this really started 2 years ago for me. When you say a play away, I felt that way against the Eagles when they lost on the road and were this close to beating them, and the Eagles were by far the best team in football and went and showed that, winning the Super Bowl, blowing out the Kansas City Chiefs. So for me, like, this has signaled – this start that we're at tonight kind of signals that football is coming, and I don't know if I've been this excited in a long time.
You know, it's interesting you bring up that Eagles game, and Rams fans, especially those of you guys that are driving in right now, you'll remember that season in particular, Saquon Barkley ran all over the Rams twice. So in both of those games, they knew that the Rams defense needed to get shored up because they can't give up 200-plus yards rushing to a guy and expect to win in the playoffs. What did the Rams do? They went out and they kept adding to their defensive line. Then last year, at the end of the season, in Seattle, when you absolutely had to close that game out, the Rams defense, fact of the matter is, couldn't get it done. They didn't have a guy up front, including Jared Verse, who had become a very good player, who could absolutely make that play at the end of the game. They went out and got that guy for this season.
Myles Garrett, and what a guy to get. And I think, you know, the fact that whenever a star comes to L.A., it doesn't always mean it's going to be a home run, no pun intended, for a guy like Shohei Ohtani. But on those occasions when a star comes and they want to be here and they put on that uniform and they have one goal in mind, and that's winning a world title, it ignites the city. And that's what Myles Garrett has done. This is where he wants to be. Sean McVay wanted him a few years ago, and now he is finally here.
Yeah, and, you know, you think, again, back to that Philadelphia game, they couldn't stop the run. The following year against Seattle, they couldn't close. Don't get me wrong. There were special teams blunders along the way as well. But they shored up this defensive line by adding the best player in the league, and they went out and shored up this secondary as well. And that, to me, when you look at the Rams offseason, they knew what they had to do. They had to get better in the secondary. They did. And the Myles Garrett thing is just sugar on top.
In the way they got better was trading that 29th pick for McDuffie and then signing his teammate, Jalen Watson. So now you have two stars in the defensive backfield. They were teammates and won back-to-back Super Bowls. So now you bring in vets that have been there and done it to go along with guys like Matthew Stafford. And you have great vets like a Myles Garrett who's hungry to win a Super Bowl. I think you need that combination. And I want to talk to the fellas about it tonight when we get them on here. That combination of veteran presence, champions, youth, and guys that are hungry. That's a combination for a title in every sport.
Just think about it, guys.
Imagine
being a quarterback in the NFC West right now. You're going to play the Rams, and you thought that you could get away with that secondary. You could, if you could scramble a little bit, you'll be fine. They're now going to have Myles Garrett running down their throat. In addition to, you might double team Myles Garrett. Okay, here comes Braden Fisk. Oh, here comes Kobe Turner. Oh, here comes everybody else on their fantastic defensive line. And if you happen to scramble away from them, you have no time and no one's open downfield. I just think this defense has gotten so much better.
And Kappy, to jump on Emily's point there, remember when they did win the Super Bowl. They had the most feared defensive player on their team, Aaron Donald, right? And
they set the record
for
the most sacks in a Super Bowl with 10 sacks of Joe Burrow.
And remember, there's that great video, and it always goes on Instagram, on your reels, of Sean McVay saying on the sideline, "It's over right here. Donald's going to get him."
Yep.
And he did.
And he did. And so now tonight, here we are inside the YouTube Theater, right here at SoFi Stadium, where the Super Bowl will be played this upcoming February. And today is the Rams reveal. So I will ask everybody here and everybody tuning in, what are we here for? When we say the Rams reveal, I've said to everybody who said you're going to broadcast on Thursday night. I said, well, what's the reveal?
Why?
I want to know. At least tell me before I go.
What could they possibly reveal?
You got to think that tonight they got a sense of showmanship. They're in Hollywood. They're in the home of entertainment. Thousands of people are walking into this YouTube theater right now.
How cool is this,
This
by
is
the way?
awesome. I mean,
they just opened the doors, didn't they?
Doors just opened up. You got to think that tonight could be the night that the worst-kept secret in town actually gets told. I mean, would they bring Aaron Donald out here tonight?
Oh man, now
and
you're
say
teasing me.
He's coming back.
I think you and I were on the radio maybe a week and a half ago before I went on vacation, and I think we were at the point, Kappy, where we said we would be surprised if he didn't come. I don't know if I'm getting too worked up about it, but if I read the tea leaves, I feel like it's happening. And I know there's two sides to it. I know those people that said, listen, just stay retired mentally, physically. You don't need to come back. But that guy's a champion, and he's a winner, and he sees what's in front of him, and he sees the opportunity.
And he stayed in shape like the Incredible Hulk, and he likes to post videos on Instagram showing how good he looks. And it's just like, man, I don't know. If I got retired, I would, let myself go a lot. And I think that he's hungry for something.
Well, I think for Aaron Donald, you look at it and you say they shored up the secondary. That means that as they're covering on the back end, that gives me more time to get to a quarterback. I'm just thinking about this analytically if I'm in his shoes.
Or you have Myles Garrett, who's going to collect these guys. So if you have two of these people, so similar to when the Super Bowl happened, they had Von Miller on the other side, on the defense with him. And so who are you going to double? Okay, you double Aaron Donald. Here comes Von Miller coming down your throat. And so then you have also with this, you have Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald together. That would be scary.
And you also don't have to come here and be the man on every single play. This team is loaded. It is stacked. You can only add value. If you want to ease into it, perfect. If you want to be on a snap count, great. Whatever you want to do, we want you. And I think that is the key to this whole thing. And Kappy, I've said this many times on this air. For me, it's not the physical. He can do it. He can still produce. Does he still have the burn, and does he still mentally want to get ready week to week and go through a football season? If the answer is yes, he's coming back and he's going to play for the Rams.
Yeah, and I think you guys are right. I mean, whatever his value can be, if it's, hey, we're putting him on the field on first and second down, or no, we're going to use him on third down, or in certain situations, we're going to have Aaron Donald and Poona Ford and Braden Fisk all in on the field at the same time. I mean, I just think that your point is made on me, which is Aaron Donald does not have to be everybody get on my back, it's my defense. Now, in his mind, that's probably who he is. It's probably what he expects himself to be. But now you finally have a strong secondary, and of course this is all on paper. You've added so much to this defensive line with Myles Garrett. You cannot say enough about what Myles Garrett should be bringing to this Rams defense.
And you know what's funny that what you say? I'm in your camp, and I said this to John a week ago. I just can't see him going, yeah, I'm cool being a part-time guy. I feel like once he gets in,
that's just it.
It's going to be hard getting him off the field.
He will listen,
but he can be if he wants.
But can I just say that today, I think we all grew up thinking that when you're 35, you're long retired as a professional athlete. And we see what LeBron has done through 41, going into 42. I look at Max Muncy. Max Muncy is
better now than he ever was.
He's having a monster season. He's 35 years old.
Yep.
You know, we see these athletes now. Messi, we just watched Messi in the World Cup, 39 years old. He was, until the championship game, he was one of the top 2 or 3 players in the entire World Cup.
Some people might say that he's gone into retirement being in the MLS for a little bit. I know it's not the same level as like club soccer, playing for PSG or something like that, but he came out and he showed everybody that he could still do it. But he also was almost on a pitch count as well. Imagine they use Aaron Donald like a closer, and on third down, Hell's Bells starts playing at SoFi, and here comes Aaron Donald to close out the other team. Like, there are ways in which if he is revealed and if he is on the team, that they could really have some showmanship with this.
Would they do it tonight? I'm just trying to think.
Would they do it with Kappy here?
Would they
live?
come on, Kappy and Geeter in the house?
It is the summer of Kappy and Geeter.
Come on, give it to us tonight.
In front of the season ticket holders, your most rabid fan base here, why not come out and have him like an Avenger come out of here, you know?
It would be super cool, but let's just say hypothetically that is not the reveal tonight. I don't know what it is. I'm certainly curious. I'm hoping it's Aaron Donald. But even if it isn't tonight, I still will tell you I think Aaron Donald is coming back to play for the Rams this year, whether it's tonight or not.
One bit if they don't announce it tonight. I still believe. And by the way, I want to shout out our guy right here, bringing in wings and hot dogs.
This guy is a rock star. We got more equipment here in this luxury suite at the YouTube Theater, and this gentleman is coordinating hot dogs and like chicken wings and fresh fruit, nice-looking cookies. And I'm going to do everything I can to stay away from all of this food here tonight. Everything I can. It's going to take all my willpower.
Nice. We got some awesome people coming to talk to us tonight, right, yep. Kappy?
We sure do.
We got a legend, Eric Dickerson, Hall of Famer.
I'm a huge Eric Dickerson fan. Well, listen, for me, when I was a little kid, and Eric Dickerson came into the NFL in 1983, what I loved about Eric Dickerson was he wore every possible piece of equipment that they had at the time. Seriously. He had on goggles. He had on the neck brace.
Yeah.
You know, what are they? Like a Hans device.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
We're also going to have Jackie Slater. And Jackie had that quote, legendary quote, that when ED was a rookie, he's like, is this guy a receiver? Because he was tall. He didn't look like.
Yeah.
He was undersized.
You know what I mean? He was like lanky and kind of.
But he ran upright.
Upright.
Eric
That's what
Dickerson,
I mean. He ran upright.
I mean, you know from Pitt, you probably were following him before he even got here.
Well, there was a guy who, what I loved is funny is I had a college teammate named Curtis Martin, and Curtis Martin wore the same number, 28. Yeah. And Curtis Martin, just like Eric Dickerson, he wore goggles, and he wore a neck brace, and he wore elbow pads, and he just was all
Curtis
covered
Martin
up.
was a dude, though.
Oh, yeah, and he ran upright. But he was fast, and he didn't look necessarily like what you might consider, because he was tall, not like super tall, like 6 feet, but like 215, but you didn't realize how big he was and how powerful he was because he was super lean and ripped. That was Eric Dickerson.
And you and I grew up around the same time. Emily's decades after us. Let's be honest about it. But what I remember about Eric Dickerson, Pony Express.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With Craig James.
Another person we're going to have on today is going to be Tony Pastores.
Yes.
And it's going to be interesting to talk to him because not only did they go after Myles Garrett, but they also made some incredible moves at the draft and also to pick up some free agents. And so maybe we should talk on the other side about other offseason moves besides Myles Garrett and how that has shaped the team.
Absolutely. And by the way, the name Tony Pastores, before we just throw that out, I don't think every fan necessarily knows that name, but a lot of times you'll hear some of these guys mention the brain trust, and there are names that you already know. They say Kevin, and they say Miles, and they say Sean, and you know who those guys are.
Yep.
But I said Miles. It's Les. Yes, Les Snead. When you hear those names, they mention Tony, and a lot of fans go, "Who's Tony? I don't exactly know who Tony is." So this is the first time I'm ever getting a chance to meet or talk to Tony Pastores, who's the chief operating officer of the Rams.
And you know how important he is? He's the guy that has to get creative to be able to say to these guys, Sean, everyone else in the room, Les, okay, go out and get this guy.
Well, we're going
to they come to him with a wish list.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to him. I really am. So Eric Dickerson's coming. Jackie Slater's coming. Tony Pastores, the COO of the Rams, will be here. And along with Geeter and Emily and our phenomenal ESPN 710 crew, we are live from the YouTube Theater for the Rams reveal here on ESPN LA.
You're listening to a special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed. Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
Let's go!
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you've saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com.
Hi, it's Ramona Shelburne. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SE for just $299 a month. Comes with owner's insurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Take it from me. With next-level customer service and incredible dealer incentives, your next Hyundai is waiting for you at Hyundai of Glendale. Call 818-222-8000 or check them out at HyundaiofGlendale.net.
$299 per month plus tax. Close and lease for 24 months. $47.49 total due at signing plus government fees and taxes. Unapproved above average credit through HMF. Social security deposit. 7,500 miles per year. 20 cents per ICS miles. Expires 7/31/26. Coming up Friday morning on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, 7 a.m. on ESPN LA. While Kappy will be coming off Rams Revealed Thursday night. What did the Rams reveal? ... We'll find out all the details, all the pageantry of how it went with Kappy and Geeter on Thursday night. Plus, Beto Duran, the Cisco Kid, will be with us. It's a Schwanzaholic Friday morning in the summer of Schwanz, Jack.
The summer of Schwanz.
Gregory Arthur Bergman, producer Lindsay Baseball, the social team in the back, and you join us 7 a.m. Friday morning to put a smile on your face. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on ESPN LA.
Here's good news for folks who have a jumbo loan. The Loan Exchange, America's jumbo lender, is offering a 30-year fixed-rate loan at a 5.75% interest rate and 5.962% APR for loan amounts up to $3 million. So if you have a mortgage with an interest rate of 6% or higher, give America's jumbo lender a call at 833-436-8800. You drive around to find the cheapest gas, so why not refinance your mortgage? Every day you wait, you're wasting money on needless interest. Go to theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 to find out what your savings will be with a new 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.962% APR. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 for a 30-year fixed rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.962% APR.
And tonight, it's a special edition of ESPN LA, broadcasting live from YouTube Theater on your home of Rams football.
Stafford on platform, sets the laces and drives one down the right sideline. Caught by Nakua. Touchdown LA!
With all the coverage live from YouTube Theater of tonight's Rams Revealed event.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams. The Rams play here.
Once again, back to Inglewood, back to YouTube Theater. With Chris Geeter McGee, here's Scott Kaplan.
What a night we've got ahead of us tonight, along with Geeter McGee. We got Geeter and Kappy here tonight. Got Emily in the house. Got Rick Cutler, our engineer.
Got a lot of happy Rams fans.
Oh, yeah.
In the YouTube chat and here live with us.
We got a
Pretty
team.
awesome.
We got a team of Frankie D. Fresh, Dean Frank Sports, Sweet Timmy, working over the buffet right now. And our caterer, Cedric Wheeler, deserves a shout-out here today.
Right now, early odds favorite for the MVP of the suite.
Absolutely tonight. He's put out these great wings everybody seems to be enjoying. Frankie D. Fresh just went relish on the dog.
He did relish on the dog with some spicy mustard.
Hey, Frankie D. Fresh, you don't have to get down on the ground.
Yeah, dude, it's fine to just walk by. It's ridiculous what you just did.
We're in the YouTube theater, and we're on YouTube. And you know what? We should be all natural.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford will get up on this stage tonight, Geeter.
Yep.
And he's coming off of an MVP season. And for as many years as Matthew Stafford has played in the NFL, for as many injuries that he has had to take and sustain and beatings that he took, especially in the early part of his career in Detroit, and I say early, I mean it was like 12 years in Detroit. The Rams are so confident in Matthew Stafford in his late 30s.
39.
That they really did not feel like they had a hole to fill in the draft. And they went into the first round, and they got this quarterback from Alabama named Ty Simpson. And it was a story, maybe the story of the first round of the NFL draft.
It shocked a lot of people. You and I were together on the show that morning, and we had your former teammate on with us.
That's right, Louis Riddick from ESPN.
Louis Riddick.
Right.
And we mentioned Ty Simpson because at that point it was 7 a.m.
Right.
And there were rumors, and he perked up and talked about how much the Rams loved him. And it didn't register until I actually watched the draft and they picked him that rumor was true. I mean, the Rams really valued him, and it just shows the confidence they have also in Matthew and in this team. And really, Mekhi Lemon was a name that was out there. People were thinking a third receiver to go with Puka and with Devontae Adams. But when you look at this now, you love this pick, right? I mean, the possibility of it.
I do.
The guts that it takes.
Well, to me, I just looked at the roster and said, tell me what is the position that you need a first-round draft choice to show up and immediately
deliver.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like when Jared Verse showed up, you needed Jared Verse. He needed to play right away.
It was the year after they lost Aaron Donald, and so instead of having one person, they did it kind of by committee by having a first couple picks about that defensive line.
So when they go out and draft Ty Simpson, for the people that think it was a brilliant move, that's because you believe in the idea of letting a quarterback sit and learn.
Yeah.
And the people that don't like the move think, you mean to tell me that on a team that has aspirations to win the Super Bowl, there wasn't one other position that you needed that you could get service out of immediately?
And that's fair, because I was one that said, I believe in this front office and Sean McVay and what they've built, so they've already proven that they're great at this, so I'm going to love the pick.
And I think
that was kind of where I stood, even though I understand the controversy of it.
I think one thing that people kind of forget, too, is they had 2 picks in this draft, 2 picks in the first round. And what they really did with their first-round pick that they earned from their placement in the league
number 29
was to get Trent McDuffie.
Yeah.
And that was what they used. And that is actually the biggest hole that this team had. And so it was just house money, seemingly, building for the future, and understanding that Matthew Stafford is on maybe maximum 3 more seasons. So you want to get the most out of him. And so you can learn behind, if you're Ty Simpson, you can learn behind one of the best quarterbacks in the league, one of the great professionals in the league as well, and get time to develop. But I am interested in what they're going to do, if they're going to add maybe another quarterback, but because Ty Simpson's learning from Stetson Bennett as well as Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett and Ty Simpson, so you have youth covered. Right? You're going to be in that quarterback room together, Matthew Stafford as the leader. And Matthew Stafford does not feel anyone on his shoulders.
Right.
He will lead that room, and I think he will be a great mentor. You also have Cliff Kingsbury now on the staff. You have Sean McVay, and his offense has allowed quarterbacks to see the field and to make the easy reads and to develop under these guys. That's what I like about it.
And Nate Scheelhaus, who was kind of toured around a little bit to maybe get some head coaching jobs this past offseason. And so maybe he's also someone that can unlock something with this offense.
Kappy, the one thing I would ask, and the one thing I think we've kicked around with DeMarco a lot as well, is what if you do need someone for 2-3 weeks? Is that guy still out there, or will it be one of the younger guys?
Okay, well, let me just say this. If what you said earlier,
in terms of veteran coming in.
Okay, but let me just say, if what you said earlier is true, that you trust in Sean McVay and you trust in Les Snead, and that's why you think that the Ty Simpson pick is a good one, then let me ask everybody a question. Why should we not trust in McVay and Snead and now Nate Shieldhouse, their new offensive coordinator, who, as you point out, Emily, was trotted around and talked about as a potential head coaching candidate and by the way, way premature in his coaching career, but everybody in the NFL is looking for that next young McVay sort of guy.
The passing game coordinator, I believe that was his position last year, and all those guys that have had that previously have gone on to be head coaches.
Right, and so the thing is that when you have a new offensive coordinator, you need to have a backup quarterback who knows this offense and knows the personnel and has been around it. Jimmy Garoppolo was that guy. He's gone. If you want to go out and find a guy, we were batting this around the other morning. If you want to go get a Derek Carr, who's younger than Matthew Stafford, but has hundreds of starts in the NFL.
And has an arm that
well, it was
absolutely delivers.
Right, before he got to New Orleans and before he got hurt, before he decided to retire, Derek Carr could be a really good backup quarterback for you, a great insurance policy. But wait, my point is this. If you believe that Ty Simpson was a good pick because you believe in this front office, why would you not believe that Stetson Bennett is a capable backup if you believe in this front office?
Yeah,
because they drafted him and they've developed him and they stuck with him when his rookie season was – he was gone. Nobody really knew exactly what was going on with him. They have been developing him. You know why? Because you're spending a fortune on Matthew Stafford. You were spending $10 million a year last year on Jimmy Garoppolo. You're getting a Stetson Bennett for like $1 million. If you can put $9 million into other parts, right?
You can also have
special teams was an issue, right? And they went out and got new coaches, got a new long snapper.
Yep.
Shored that up.
I also think that it's important to emphasize that Stetson has been at training camp with the Rams for several years now. So if you're Ty Simpson, you came from a big SEC school. You had national championship aspirations, played in college football playoff games. And so you can look to Stetson, who has won national championship games when he was in college, can learn from him how to be a professional potentially. I also wouldn't be surprised if at training camp we almost exclusively see Ty Simpson and Stetson Bennett, because last year for the Rams, Matthew Stafford had his back issues. He had the hypo chamber that he had to go into to help himself. So I wouldn't be surprised if when we go to camp, we see a lot more during the plays of those two guys getting the feel of everything, and that Matthew Stafford has a little bit of load management.
I would expect you're right. And here's the thing about Stetson Bennett, and I get ridiculed all the time for believing in a guy that hasn't really proven that you should believe in him other than some preseason games. Look, when you are a guy who your dream is to play at Georgia, you're too slow, your arm's too weak, you cannot compete at this level. And you have to start there and leave there and go to another like small school JC kind of place, come back, and then as the coaches would tell you, Kirby Smart, the head coach at Georgia, would tell you, we as a coaching staff kept talking about him. He can't play at this level. And he every day in practice proved us wrong. So come on.
Listen, have to love a guy like that, man.
Right. Is he undersized? Yes. Is he likely going to be Drew Brees? Not likely. But Stetson Bennett has been cultivated for this time to be the backup quarterback, I'm telling you, so they can use more money in other places and not have to invest $10 million a year in a backup quarterback.
One thing I'm a little worried about with Ty Simpson, and I trust the brain trust here to have thought through all this, but just the lack of games in college. He had 1 year starting, and so then you expect him to have another year off, potentially, hopefully, that Matthew Stafford stays healthy enough. That I just it's a risk. But if I'm going to put my chips in on anybody to have the right risk assessment and to make the right decision, it is this brain trust.
And I think that's why I'm on board with it. And listen, I have a lot of friends, as you do, and you talk Rams football. And I think I also have a group that says, I don't love the pick, but I'm coming around to it. Or I don't love the pick, but I trust this group, right? And I think that's what we're all saying.
You know, one thing about Ty Simpson is if he had to get into a game, hopefully not because of Matthew Stafford's health, but if he had to get into a game, he is throwing to two of the finest wide receivers you could possibly have in the game. Maybe we can talk about more about them on the other side. About Puka led the league in reception or receiving yards last year, and Devontae Adams led the league in receiving touchdowns last year. Can we see them rise to a different level next year?
And the other part of that is as you pointed out, Geeter, there was a time where people thought Mekhi Lemon, because the Rams needed a third wide receiver. Can one of the younger, later-round draft choices develop into a quality third wide receiver? And I'll throw this out at you. Why not?
I mean,
Puka
they've done it
Nacua,
before.
Right. Puka Nacua wasn't a first-round draft choice? Absolutely. We are in the YouTube Theater at SoFi Stadium. It's Rams reveal night. What will it be? Is Aaron Donald going to reveal tonight? We hope to find out soon. Along with Geeter, it's Kappy. Stick around, everybody. It's the Rams reveal on ESPN LA.
You're listening to a special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed.
What more do you want?
Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
Let's go!
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Hey, John Ireland here with the Globe Life Spotlight. Today we're shining a light on Stephanie Poe. Stephanie has been building a successful career at Globe Life since 2012. When she opened her agency, she started with nothing but a vision and the determination to succeed. Today, her team serves hundreds of business clients and is a Globe Life top performer. Thank you, Stephanie, for your incredible work, and thank you, Globe Life. Find life insurance you can afford and start your own success story today. To learn more, visit globelifecareers.com.
Head to Waba Grill for $5 happy hour, weekdays starting at 2 p.m. Choose from 5-piece dumplings original or chili crisp or a spicy boom boom taco. Pair with your favorite premium beverage, including our new strawberry watermelon lemonade refresher, both for just $5 only at Waba Grill.
Don't miss the latest episode of the Blue Review with me, Greg Bergman, and Marcus Grant, talking all things Dodger baseball. Be part of the ESPN LA Blue Crew, 6:30 a.m. on the ESPN LA YouTube channel.
Los Angeles, your Rams have reloaded, and they're ready to kick off their 2026 campaign. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett joins reigning MVP Matthew Stafford to lead the Rams into massive matchups against the Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, Packers, and more. To experience every matchup live and enjoy home playoff ticket access, plus interest-free monthly payment plans and stadium event pre-sale access, visit therams.com/2026. Again, that is therams.com/2026. Get your Rams season tickets today.
John Ireland here, and when it comes to vodka, I like a winner, and Blue Ice Vodka delivers. America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce, and made from Idaho potatoes. Clean, smooth, no additives. Blue Ice Vodka, vodka with standards.
And tonight, it's a special edition of ESPN LA, broadcasting live from YouTube Theater on your home of Rams football.
Stafford throws left side. Devontae snatches it down. Another touchdown from Matthew Stafford to Devontae Adams.
With all the coverage live from YouTube Theater of tonight's Rams Revealed event.
Hi, this is Devontae Adams of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
Once again, back to Inglewood, back to YouTube Theater. With Chris Geeter McGee, here's Scott Kaplan.
Yeah, this YouTube Theater is getting packed here tonight. We are at SoFi Stadium, inside the YouTube Theater. I can tell you guys, Geeter McGee, my first time in the YouTube Theater.
Yeah.
Seats
nice.
about 3,500, can expand to 5,000 and change, and it is getting jam-packed in here tonight.
The mariachis are going right now. Sam Lagana, the longtime voice of beach volleyball, by the way, and was my college volleyball announcer, has been the Rams announcer since they moved back to L.A. 2016, just announced mariachi band.
Yeah, and how about it? Mariachi Rams out here. These are the same guys you see on Sundays inside SoFi Stadium. And I hope you guys can hear it on the radio in the background, maybe see it on our YouTube feed. And shout out to everybody who's with us on YouTube. Now, Eric Dickerson's going to join us in a matter of moments.
Man, that's awesome. ED.
Yeah. What a career. By the way, that's probably why you guys are wondering, for those of you that are watching, like, why are you guys sitting so close? Because I left this as the guest seat over here.
Hey, buddy.
I thought, bringing the guest in the middle of us might be kind of tough.
What do we
We're getting comfy here at the YouTube theater.
I mean, Jackie Slater's not going to be able to get between the two of us.
It's a suite, but it's not like the suite you imagine with the 50 people.
It is the summer of schmons, right? Or however you say it.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Exactly
You're
right.
on that one, Emily.
So, Emily, you were bringing up something before we hit that break and before Eric Dickerson comes in about the wide receiver position. Because, again, we were talking about Ty Simpson. And if you think that the Rams roster is Super Bowl ready, you have the luxury of drafting a future starting quarterback. No guarantees, but you have time to cultivate, which most NFL teams just don't have. But you mentioned the wide receiver position. A lot of people thought the Rams would go wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah.
They must feel comfortable with the likes of a Jordan Whittington or a Kanata Mumfield or even the young man that they drafted, Mario Williams, out of Miami.
Right. I think specifically a name to watch for me would be Mumfield, because you saw him come up in big spots last season. They trusted him in the postseason. They trusted him in that game against the Seahawks. So it seems like they're gaining trust. Jordan Whittington has been used a lot, and he's like jet sweeps across the back. And so he's a guy who's typically a returner, a kick returner, punt returner, but he has this incredible burst of speed. He's used almost like a little bit like Cooper Kupp used to be in the old days. So I think Whittington and Mumfield could potentially come into that third wide receiver position, but they also drafted another tight end, and they have, 7 tight ends on the team, so maybe it's going to be a collective tight end third receiver.
Xavier Smith is another name. Whittington is a guy, though, for me that I wouldn't be surprised if he's the third starter come that first Sunday. It's actually going to be it's going to be in Melbourne.
It'll be a Thursday for us, a Wednesday for them.
In Melbourne. Listen, he's kind of earned the trust of McVay and Stafford in the way he's been used. He's versatile. He can kind of play inside and out. So he's another name that I think we're looking at. And you guys both said this. The Rams have had so much success drafting late with wide receivers, and they trust their process, and they trust their room, and they trust the development.
But I also think that, to Emily's point, you have 2 superstar wide receivers. You have 2 or 3 younger guys that the Rams are interested in developing, because, again, if you can find a third or a fourth wide receiver in the late rounds, that means you have more money to put into other positions, so they cultivate players.
Right.
They don't just say, hey, you're a first-round draft choice, go out there and produce right now. They say you're a 7th-round draft choice, and we have time to develop you.
I think the cream rises to the crop. Cream rises to the top in the Rams organization. If you work hard, if you put the hours in, it seems like they don't care where you came from. They don't care where you're drafted. They don't care how much you're making. They will trust you if you show up and you do the work. And especially with Matthew Stafford as the quarterback, he has a unique ability to raise the abilities of all the wide receivers that he throws to.
And by the way, Kappy, you played football. I mean, what you want out of that third receiver when you're talking about having 2 superstar wide receivers is dependability, right? Play your role, block, catch, possession, that kind of stuff, right? That matters.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, the tight end position, as Emily just pointed out, the tight end position is such that the Rams feel like we've got 2-star wide receivers, we've got young up-and-coming, we think thus far capable wide receivers, and we've got 4 tight ends, 2 of which have already proven that they can produce.
I like them all, by the way.
Right. But then 2 more, one in Terrence Ferguson, who was their first pick last year in the 2nd round. They didn't have a first-round pick. Terrence Ferguson didn't dress for every game, wasn't active every week, but when he played, he did perform.
Oh, my gosh. Remember in the postseason game, I think it was an NFC Championship game, but I could be wrong, but he had like a wide open touchdown.
Going to the sideline.
Yeah,
right?
And it's like, I think I could see Terrence Ferguson taking a big step up out of that tight end group, because he could be that the receiving tight end, because we have Colby Parkinson and Tyler Higbee as great blocking tight ends. And so, and then they got Max Clare from Ohio State.
Right.
So they run a ton of 13 personnel.
Do you feel like one of those guys could pop?
Well, I think that in the last 2 seasons, you've used your 2nd-round draft choices on tight ends. That gives you an idea of what Sean McVay thinks about how important that position is. If you're going to have 4 guys at the tight end position, all competing for probably 3 roster spots every week, but they may be so important in other phases of the game, especially Ferguson and Claire. They may be so important that they have to play special teams. So you may have 4 tight ends dress each week.
Who are you taking in the 10th round with your tight end spot from the Rams? That's always my question. When you're in a fantasy draft,
yes,
right around that 10th, 11th round, if you don't go out and get the top tight end early, right, you're not picking Kittle or one of those guys, and you wait, which Ram are you taking?
Oh, I know the answer right away.
Okay, for me, Colby Parkinson.
I was going to say the same
Me
thing.
too.
He is a touchdown machine.
And that's what I care about.
He was thrown to him a lot. He was a big target in the back of the end zone. If Devontae Adams was covered, you got him. And you could tell last year when they started playing more 13 personnel how much better the team got.
Yeah. By the way, I just went to YouTube to
Me
check
too.
us out.
Oh, my God. We're
I'm really
hot.
liking your flow right now.
Oh, my God. We are so hot.
Yeah.
Like, are you seeing this?
JB Maggio. You know JB
Maggio.
Maggio.
Are you seeing this? I mean, I just looked on YouTube. First of all, we are crystal clear. We're in I don't know what the highest HD is, but 1080 or whatever it is.
See the sweat on my forehead.
Oh, my
it's so
God.
crystal
Me
clear.
too. And just looking at the two of us, good looking.
Hey, man, you look great.
Okay.
Good looking.
Really happy with you.
I just got a text that we will be getting Eric Dickerson in about 4 minutes, so why don't we take a break and then we can welcome him back in after that, okay?
Why you're a producer.
Great. Sounds terrific. We are in YouTube. We are at SoFi. We are getting ready for Rams Reveal. Kappy, Geeter, Eric Dickerson next on ESPN LA.
You're listening to a special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed. Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. The hard iced tea taste you know and love, but with an 8% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
You know, in sports, you got to have the right team in your corner. Same goes for after an accident. That's why when people ask me who'd I call, it's easy. I tell them my guy, attorney Big Al. Big Al and his team have been helping accident victims across California for more than 15 years. 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. They're available 24/7. 1-800-HURT-123 or check them out online at attorneybigalca.com. Attorney Big Al is attorney Ken Klein, based in Los Angeles.
Coming up Friday morning on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, 7 a.m. on ESPN LA. While Kappy will be coming off Rams Reveal Thursday night. What did the Rams reveal? ... We'll find out all the details, all the pageantry of how it went with Kappy and Geeter on Thursday night. Plus, Beto Duran, the Cisco Kid, will be with us. It's a Schwanzaholic Friday morning in the summer of Schwanz, Jack.
The summer of Schwanz.
Gregory Arthur Bergman, producer Lindsay Baseball, the social team in the back, and you join us 7 a.m. Friday morning to put a smile on your face. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on ESPN LA.
Hi, it's Ramona Shelburne. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SE for just $299 a month. Comes with owner's insurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Take it from me. With next-level customer service and incredible dealer incentives, your next Hyundai is waiting for you at Hyundai of Glendale. Call 818-222-8000 or check them out at HyundaiofGlendale.net.
$299 per month plus tax. Close annual lease for 24 months. $47.49 total due at signing plus government fees and taxes. Unapproved above average credit through HMF. Social security deposit. 7,500 miles per year. 20 cents per access miles. Expires 7/31/26.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit Goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
And tonight, it's a special edition of ESPN LA, broadcasting live from YouTube Theater on your home of Rams football.
Stafford on platform, sets the laces and drives one down the right sideline. Caught by Nakua. Touchdown LA!
With all the coverage live from YouTube Theater of tonight's Rams Revealed event.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams. The Rams play here.
Once again, back to Inglewood, back to YouTube Theater. With Chris Geeter McGee, here's Scott Kaplan.
Well, as we're getting rolling here.
Whose house?
Oh, my
Hear
God.
that, buddy?
Dude, it is freaking packed here. And when we got here early, 5 o'clock, I mean, this place was empty. We had a chance to really come into the YouTube Theater and check the whole place out. But the mariachis just got off the stage. The cheerleaders are on stage now. There got to be 3,000-4,000 people just packing this place. Everybody's waiting for Matthew Stafford to come out.
Yep.
And the big reveal. What is the reveal?
Ooh.
Is the reveal what I think, what I hope?
I mean, you got the YouTube chat fired up on the reveal
That is
of AD.
something that Kappy can do for sure.
Well, I think a lot of people are like, yo, what time's this reveal?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Stay tuned. We're going to be on air until 9 p.m.
Yeah, we do not know, and we also don't know what the reveal is. And I'm just hoping that the Rams, with their sense of showmanship, say tonight is the night we let everybody in on Aaron Donald coming back, which I don't know if he is or he isn't. I still think that he is, but this would be a great night for it.
I'm dying on that hill.
Also, think about
Coming
what's
back.
been happening at SoFi the past couple weeks. The World Cup was just here.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, it's so cool to come to SoFi in the middle of the summer and know that, oh, wow, the best players in the world were just here.
Weren't you proud as a Rams fan and Angelino, being here my whole life, of how SoFi looked
Oh, yeah.
on TV, the World Cup? Just proud of the stadium. We got
Totally.
a great football team. Dodgers, no one could touch us. It's just a great feeling, I'm telling you.
Well, what's really cool is when you think back and, you go back into 2012, 13, 14.
Yeah.
You got to remember, obviously we all know there was no NFL in L.A., but it was the hottest topic going. Who's going to get to L.A.? At one point, the Chargers and the Raiders tried to team up for a stadium in Carson, and that was a disaster, as you might expect. Two teams from the same division, rivals, sharing a stadium. And then the Rams started talking about it, and I can remember Jerry Jones, who couldn't have been a bigger supporter of Stan Kroenke and the Rams getting L.A. And then because Stan Kroenke walked through the door not saying, hey, L.A., build me a stadium, he said, oh, no, don't worry about it. I'll build it myself. And even if it cost twice as much as the original budget, and it got slowed down because we had really inclement weather for an entire year while they were building, Stan Kroenke built you the greatest stadium on the planet. It hosts NFL, it hosts Super Bowls, it hosts World Cups, it hosts Taylor Swift concerts.
Do you remember
It's gonna host
flying
the
over it
Olympics.
when it was being built?
Oh, yeah, man, every time, looking down.
For a few years, just going, I cannot wait.
I will say, any team
Taylor
that
Swift,
has
by the way, good call.
any team that has the luck of having Stan Kroenke as their owner is going to have a championship. We saw Arsenal this past year win the English Premier League, which is owned by the Kroenke Sports Group. You got the Denver Nuggets that are winning. You got the Rams that are winning. It's just they're constantly winning, and so I just think
Forget about
that
the Rockies, Colorado Rockies.
And the Avalanche. The Avalanche.
that's what I
have
meant.
won too.
Arsenal was a big one, and we got to shout out Stan's son, Josh, my guy, Josh
Exactly.
Kroenke, a big part of that.
I will say that, again, there's always room to trust this organization. They know what they're going to do, and if they do make a mistake, they quickly remedy it.
By the way, you guys may not realize, but you see, I know you look at me and you think, this guy can't be as old as he really is. But when I was a kid, you know who the Colorado Rockies were? They were the NHL hockey team in Denver before they moved and became the New Jersey Devils.
Oh, okay.
You're not that old.
It's not possible. Is it? It's
not the
possible.
way you look, absolutely
It's not possible. I know.
Especially on YouTube.
Eric Dickerson's going to join us here in a matter of moments. You talk about Rams legend, and you talk about a great ambassador for the organization. Because remember, Eric Dickerson played his first however many years it was in the league, 6 years or so for the Rams, and then bailed and went to Indianapolis, went to the Colts. But really, anybody who thinks Eric Dickerson, they think.
It's funny you say that. He's a Ram. He's a Ram.
He is a Ram, right? Here comes J.B. Long out here, by the way. The voice of the Rams has just taken the stage.
Your best friend, Kappy.
I love J.B. Long.
Yeah,
I'm a
you do.
huge fan. I think he's great. I do.
Look at him look at that jacket.
Look at JB. Look, he's hosting the Emmys, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, look at him
What
go.
a great host.
Really awesome.
And he's dripped out in all the Rams gear that you can definitely get online somewhere. Looks nice.
I am super impressed.
You mentioned ED playing for the Rams for 6 years, but then you think of Jackie, who we have later. A 20-year career?
Every year.
You never see that anymore. One place.
That's like Kareem, right? We had Kareem playing in the NBA for 20 years. Back then, no one did it. Now, they weren't all in L.A. It was also Milwaukee. But that is a long time in the sport of football.
Well, and to play offensive line in the NFL, I mean, there were very few guys. I'd have to really go seriously do some research, or at least ask Claude, guys who have played in the NFL on the offensive line for that period of time.
At that level?
Yeah.
I think we have a star coming in.
There he is. Here comes Eric Dickerson. My man. Good to see you, man. Thank you. Kapp, Geeter. ED looking smooth as always. Walking right in. How you doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, excited for tonight?
Yeah, I guess. There's a lot of people here.
There's a lot of people here. We didn't realize it. We had to look behind us.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I saw the cars in the parking lot, so I guess there's a lot of people here, yeah.
Do you know what the reveal is tonight? If
No.
you do, you don't.
I don't know anything. Nope. I just got here.
I believe that it's Aaron Donald coming back. I think that's the reveal.
Kappy gets right into it. So does our YouTube chat.
I heard that. He gets right into it.
What are you laughing at?
Hey, I don't know. I mean, it would. I feel kind of twofold about that. Aaron's a great football player. I mean, when I say great, and it's only a few players defensive players that I used to like to stand up to watch play. And it's Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, and Aaron Donald. I mean, and would it be great for him to come back? Possibly. I mean, but when he's retired. I mean, he's got a Super Bowl ring. He's made lots of money. I mean, why? I get it if you want to come back to play, with our new defensive lineman.
Myles Garrett.
Yeah. But, I mean, he had such a great career. I mean, what else could he do? I mean, maybe possibly. It's no guarantee he can win another Super Bowl.
Yeah, and
You'd like to say they would, but it's no guarantee.
We've obviously been talking about it for a month. It's driving a lot of conversations. And for me, I keep going back to the physical part of it. He can do even at 35. We see what kind of shape he is. But talk about the mental toll that takes to actually come back and go through a football season.
Well, it takes a lot. I mean, it's not the same like training camp that we used to have, the grueling, like 4 to 6 weeks in a training camp.
2-a-days.
Yeah, 2-a-days and full pads. It's a lot different. And, I mean, he's a veteran player, so it wouldn't be as much a strain on his body. But still, I mean, Aaron's 35. I mean, he's not 22. He's not 23. You have to, no matter how, physically you look like this. You look great. Like people say, you look like you go out and run the ball again. Absolutely not. Not run no damn football. For sure not. I couldn't even run, 20 yards for the football. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't take those hits. But for him, because he's banging every play. I mean, he's in the trenches, not like a cornerback or receiver. He's getting hit every single play. And after a while, those young kids, that's 22, 23, man, this is Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
I can make a name on Aaron Donald. Yeah. I mean, but, as a specimen of a football player, man, what can you say? I mean, there's nothing like it.
What did you think, Eric Dickerson, of what the Rams did in the first round by drafting Ty Simpson? Because those of us who believe in McVay and Snead, we say, hey, look, they're going to cultivate a future starting quarterback. But really, it's also, this is a Super Bowl-ready roster. They got an all-pro caliber defensive back. That was their biggest need. They got the best defensive player, maybe the best overall player in all of the NFL in Myles Garrett. They've got the returning MVP in Matthew Stafford. Do you agree that they had a Super Bowl-ready roster and really didn't have a position of need, and so drafting a future starting quarterback was a good move?
Me personally, I mean, like I said, I'm not in the draft room or nothing like that. Matt Stafford, if Matt Stafford stays healthy, we'll go a long way. I mean, I believe that. And Matt is tough as a quarterback I've ever seen. Me personally, I mean, I think I'd have went defensive. I think I'd went defensive end. I went defensive something, linebacker or whatever. I mean, because I think, we got the corners covered. I mean, we got that. Maybe we need. I didn't see the quarterback.
Yeah, right.
I didn't see it.
Caught us off guard for
sure.
sure.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I'm not in that. Sean McVay, they know better than I do. I mean, they really do. I mean, maybe they saw something there that they could cultivate into a great quarterback, because, and like when our era when we came out, quarterbacks sit for a while. They didn't have to jump right in. Nowadays, they want the quarterback to jump right in, but this young quarterback, he's fortunate. If Matt Stafford stays healthy, he can learn. He can really sit there and learn. Like, I saw it with Jeff George. Jeff had all the talent in the world, but had no one to learn from, which was unfortunate for Jeff George. And Jeff could have been a great quarterback. So I think that is a plus for any young quarterback that's coming to the Rams, just to play behind Matt Stafford and learn from Matt Stafford.
You hit on something, ED, when you mentioned if Matthew Stafford stays healthy, this team can go a long way. When we came on air, we kind of talked about the last 2 years and just being basically a play away, losing in Philly, being right there when they were the best team, and we saw what they did to Kansas City. And, of course, Seattle last year and what they did to New England. We both believe that the Rams would have done the same thing. Just how motivated is this team, this city, with the Super Bowl being in L.A., and how excited are you for this upcoming season?
Man, they're very motivated because, when they played in Philly 2 years ago, I said all week, the Rams can beat Philly.
Yeah.
I said they'll beat them. I said one problem. Don't turn the ball over, they win the football game. Mm-hmm. I see I'm saying that. I say they can't turn it over one time. If they don't turn the ball over, Philly does not beat them. They turn it over twice. Yep. Same thing when we played Seattle. We should have beat Seattle twice. But, I always say this. Losers say that all the time. Yep. Man, we had them. If we did this, we had them. We had them. If they didn't turn the ball over, if they didn't, all of a sudden they really had Seattle, and it's not like they just pull back. Oh, we got this game. Yep. And in the NFL, you don't do that, and that's what happened in that football game. So yes, I feel like this team is ready. Would I have rather seen them win the Super Bowl last year opposed to this year? I'd rather see them win it this year because we're at home.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, right. Back in L.A., no team has won it at home before, except the Rams. Yep. And do it again. Oh, man,
4 years later,
I know
that would be fantastic.
It would be incredible.
Yeah.
Eric, when you came to the Rams in 1983, by the way, I was such a huge fan, and I'll tell you what I loved. And I was telling these guys earlier. I love that you wore every piece of equipment that there seemed to be in the equipment room. Like you had the neck brace, you had the goggles on, you had on the elbow
pads.
Right. And I later in my life, I played in college with a guy named Curtis Martin who looked just like you, same number, wore he just looked like you as a runner. What was that all about back then?
Well, the neck roll was really just a look. I like the way it looked. I stretched it out. It looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
The glasses, man, I had to have them. I'm blind as a bat. If I took these off, I couldn't even drive home tonight.
Oh, man.
Yeah, wearing all the equipment, it just became a necessity because I just felt like this sport, man, they hit you everywhere. I got hit everywhere. And I just felt like it was for protection. I wore the flag jacket. I won't forget we played the San Francisco 49ers, and lucky I did have my flag jacket on. Because Ronnie Lott hit me in the rib cage, and he'd broke my ribs if I hadn't had. I knew I would have, but I would have hip pads. I would have butt pad. When I first came, I would have shin guards. Yeah. I just got used to wearing it. It didn't slow me down.
But it's amazing how today guys don't wear pads.
Oh, they don't wear nothing.
Come on.
I couldn't do that.
How could you not
have your pads over your knees?
Come on.
I would feel naked. To me, that'd be like going out without a helmet on.
Yeah, I know. Insane. Eric Dickerson, it is great to be with you tonight at Rams Reveal. Glad to have you on ESPN LA. Everybody stay right where you are because Jackie Slater's coming up a little bit later on. That's going to be amazing, and we're going to find out what is the big Rams Reveal. We are live at the YouTube Theater along with Geeter. It's Kappy. We are on ESPN LA.
You're listening to a special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed.
What more do you want?
Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
Let's go!
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. 0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Hey, John Ireland here with the Globe Life Spotlight. Today we're shining a light on Stephanie Poe. Stephanie has been building a successful career at Globe Life since 2012. When she opened her agency, she started with nothing but a vision and the determination to succeed. Today, her team serves hundreds of business clients and is a Globe Life top performer. Thank you, Stephanie, for your incredible work, and thank you, Globe Life. Find life insurance you can afford and start your own success story today. To learn more, visit globelifecareers.com.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
If I'm Derek Carr, and I want to win a Super Bowl before I'm done.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
How about this? You look at Stafford's record, you look at how Stafford plays and the amount of time that he misses, which is very, very minimal, and you say, hey, look, if you're the Rams and you don't have what you call a viable backup quarterback, why would you not at least knock on the door of Derek Carr? Now you've got a 34-year-old veteran quarterback who's started probably a couple hundred games in his career. And now, Ty Simpson, you're our third-string quarterback, and Stetson Bennett, in theory, could be the odd man out. But if backup quarterback is a critical position for the Rams because of Stafford's age and injury history, then getting a real backup quarterback, someone with real experience, might be on the Rams' radar.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
Hi folks, it's Oral Hershiser, and I couldn't be prouder or more excited to introduce the new Oral Hershiser Chevrolet here in beautiful Chino. Chevrolet has been a part of America's story for over 100 years, built on grit, reliability, and doing things the right way. And that's exactly how we are going to earn your business at Oral Hershiser Chevrolet. So come on in, say hello, and let us earn your trust. Oral Hershiser Chevrolet. Bulldog tough, Chevy strong.
And it is a special edition of ESPN Los Angeles. Your home for Rams football, 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Blitz coming. He's hit. Ball down. Scooped up down the right sideline with blockers. 10-5. A leap in the end zone.
Broadcasting live from YouTube Theater. Scott Kaplan, Chris Geeter McGee bring you all the coverage of Rams Reveal.
Flat, it's caught. It's another touchdown. Colby Parkinson, go off. The Rams are back on top.
An exclusive special event tonight for season ticket members and special guest. And we'll bring you all the coverage, all the sights and sounds. And yes, some of those special guests this evening, plus a major announcement on the way. ... Kappy and Geeter got you covered. Let's do it. It's time for Rams Revealed right now on ESPN LA.
Hi, this is Miles Garrett of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. LA's mega sports station, ESPN LA.
Now inside YouTube Theater with Geeter, here is Scott Kaplan.
Oh, what a start we are off to tonight here at YouTube Theater. Geeter, when Matthew Stafford just moments ago came out here onto the stage, the smoke was flying and the fans were all on their feet. The MVP of the league is here being interviewed right now by JB Long, the voice of the Rams. And this crowd, they have grown. This has become LA's quarterback. From the time they came back to where we are today, I'm not sure LA really had its quarterback. Obviously, Stafford won a Super Bowl. He's been here now. He's led this team to an NFC championship a year ago, and everybody expects him to lead him to a Super Bowl this year, and he's on the stage behind us.
You love when you are a football fan and you have a quarterback that you trust, you believe in, and that you absolutely love, and that's Matthew Stafford here in Los Angeles. From the moment he arrived, he got fans to believe that they could win a Super Bowl, and he did. Because when he was in Detroit, everyone just said if he could get more around him, if he get to a new place, he can win, and he sure did.
And I'll tell you, I remember when he first got here. I remember that we got a chance to interview him when he first got to the Rams. And at that time, Tom Brady was leaving the Patriots and he was going down to the Buccaneers. And I remember being on the air saying, well, if you play for the Buccaneers, as soon as Tom Brady walks in the locker room, you say, hey, Tom, you've got 6 Super Bowl rings. Tell me what to do. I'll follow your lead. So I said to Matthew Stafford when he first came here, I said, Matthew, Brady's got 6 Super Bowl rings. Everybody knows they need to follow his lead. Why would these guys follow your lead when he doesn't have the wins to show for all the stats? And everybody thought that was a really rough question.
I don't think so at all. What did he say?
He said...
That's a fair question.
I mean, I thought so. But he said that essentially, look, I'm here because of the numbers that I was able to put up.
Yeah.
When, I mean, he didn't really go into beating up on his teammates, but essentially we could all understand what he was saying is I was putting up Hall of Fame numbers on inside of a bad organization, and
can you make the throws? Can you lead? And can you win when it counts in crunch time? And he can. And that's what guys believed in, whether you have the rings or not, right?
He's one of the most clutch players you'll ever see.
And tough.
You understand the fear that is struck in the other team when they have the ball. Though it could be 45 seconds left on the clock, and if Matthew Stafford has the ball in his hands, he has Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams to throw to, you have no time, especially when they got their field goal unit all squared away. But I really think that when I think about the Ty Simpson deal and how much of a risk that is, when you spend your high pick on that, I just think about how much of a risk it was to do the Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford trade and how well that worked out. Honestly, for both teams. Both teams have been successful. But as soon as Matthew Stafford got here, they knew who the right person was to get.
But the thing is when they got Stafford, you got to remember also that Sean McVay was not the Sean McVay we all know today. He wasn't the guy who already...
I mean, they had just gone to a Super Bowl.
He was still a young coach who was one of the up-and-coming coaches of the league. But let me just say this. He had gone to a Super Bowl. But remember, and there's a lot of NFL films where you can go back and watch it and listen to it, it was too big for him in the moment. He was young, he was inexperienced, and when he stood there on the field before the game with Bill Belichick, he was like starstruck, Sean McVay. He didn't have a player at the position that he needed where he could truly, truly trust Jared Goff.
That's the word.
Right?
That's the word, trust. 100%.
Because Jared Goff was...
in lockstep.
Right. He was young still, and McVay being a young coach, you want to control everything you can. And you just couldn't trust Jared Goff. This is from McVay's perspective. They went out and got Matthew Stafford, who's on the stage behind us now, and he knew... if I have a veteran quarterback that's already been in this league for all these years, has displayed the toughness, has put up the stats given the organization he was in and the teams that he was on, if I could get him, I could trust him. Yeah. And that's why this relationship between McVay and Stafford has worked out so perfectly.
I also don't think that anybody kind of expected what we got last year out of Matthew Stafford. I mean, the thing you could say about Matthew for a long time was he would always get these touchdowns, but he was a little risky with the ball at times. He might throw an interception in a not a key place. He'll throw a pick six here and there. And also the age factor. But last year, completely healthy, and he had such a low interception rate compared to his previous years. I want to say he set the record for the most amount of touchdowns without an interception thrown. And so last year, I remember around the time where they were deciding about who the MVP would be. And so you have Drake May, and you have Matthew Stafford. And it's just that Matthew Stafford did this at the age that he was, at the time in his career that he was, and then he's still getting better and better each day. Drake May will have other options. And also, you can look at that schedule that the Patriots played. They played cupcakes. The Rams had one of the toughest schedules last year, went out and beat everybody when they needed to beat people.
And he also put out into the universe that I can play for a few more years.
Yes.
Although they did, and this is really where the season took an unfortunate turn last year.
Yeah.
They let some games get away when
Philly
was the blocked field goal.
Niners here.
True, the fumble on the goal line.
Which,
right?
by the way, was the only fumble for Kyron Williams last year, which is so unfortunate.
But I listen, Philadelphia, you could kind of live with that. It was on the road, and the field goals were blocked, and that they knew that they had a problem. But you could kind of live with that. Philadelphia was coming off of a Super Bowl win. You mentioned San Francisco. They're always tough inside the division. They bring a ton of fans here.
And it was in overtime as well.
Right, and you can kind of say, okay, yeah, I can live with that. It was a game in Carolina.
Yeah.
And then there was a game late in the season last year against Atlanta.
And they played awful in that game.
That was a very strange game because that was one of a very high interception game for Matthew Stafford. It was not his best performance, and that was the one where, if you could make a case, Drake May didn't have the Atlanta game.
But also, wasn't that after the Seattle debacle?
It was in the midst of it. It was in like the sandwich when they played him late last.
That, to me, was the game that just sent the Rams the other way for a bit.
Yeah, that Seattle game where you're on the road and you've got a double-digit
16-point lead.
Right. And you give up a punt return for a touchdown because we all talked about blocked field goals.
Rashid.
We talked about muffed punts, but we forget that the Rams gave up a touchdown on a punt return that changed the energy of the building.
And then the 2-point conversion that still to this day no one knows how
that
it happened. I mean, it was just
everybody quit on the play until Zach Charbonnet went over and picked it up. And was
by
like,
the way,
what do I do with this ball? I guess I'll walk into the end zone.
Yeah, everyone's saying Zach Charbonnet had such a heads-up play. No, he didn't know what he was doing. He picked up the ball and he was going to cross the line, but then hand it off to the referee, and he just was doing things to end the play. But I think that was one thing you learn about the Rams too, as you cover them, is that might have been a mistake they make then, but then every play after that, they will pick up the ball themselves, and they will hand it to the referee, and they will know that they won't make that mistake again.
Right, or even like a Puka Nacua. There was a time, I'm trying to remember which game it was last year, where he got a first down, he spun the ball, and they threw a 15-yard
He did like
a
taunt, quote unquote.
Yeah, right. But you got to learn from that. You got to be smarter than that, because now when you've become a star, you can become a target by the referees.
Mental mistakes is what you think of when you think of when you look at the Rams' losses a year ago. When you go through all those games, the blocked field goal, the muffed punt, the 2-point conversion, the punt return touchdown, the Carolina game, not being ready to play Atlanta, right? Just a lot of mental errors, yet still you're a play away from going to the Super Bowl. And that's where I think they're going to be different this year.
But that's
a different focus and a different motivation.
But that's the key is, right, you cannot – because let's look at the schedule.
It's brutal. The first 5 games. You want me to give it to you right now?
Yeah, because let me tell you something.
I got it.
The first 5 games are so tough, and you cannot have if you're gonna win the Super Bowl, the one thing you would really rather have is home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And that may sound cliche, but that was the difference last year. Is you lost those 2 games in Seattle, and we've already talked about being down by 16, or Seattle was being down by 16, and the way they came back. And then in the NFC Championship game, again, remember, the Rams had scored before the half. The Rams had taken momentum. They come out in the second half, and they go 3-and-out, or at least Seattle, the Rams defense stops Seattle. They're going to go 3-and-out. They punt. The Rams muff the punt. Seattle gets the ball. Seattle scores a touchdown. And that, I mean, they had that game. But if you're at home, you might not have these sorts of issues.
Think back to the San Francisco win in the NFC Championship game back in 2022. You needed that at SoFi Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Niners up 10, right? With the ball, Garoppolo makes a mistake, you get the pick. I mean, all those things that when you're at home, things just tend to go your way. Crowd behind you.
That's why you don't lose games against Atlanta and you don't lose games against Carolina. I'll give Carolina a little credit. They were better last year.
And they gave them a run for their money in the divisional round game as well.
First 5 games, by the way?
Yeah, let's hear it.
By the way, fantasy football fans, you're starting on a Wednesday this year. Starting on a Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah,
the NFL.
especially if you got Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams.
Then you're going to go. You got Melbourne. You're starting with the 49ers, right? Then you're going to go Monday night at home, SoFi opener against the Giants, if I recall. Then you're going to go. I'm not sure about the order. Broncos, Eagles, Bills. I mean, you're talking 5 games right there. 4 of those teams, playoff teams.
Well, starting on the road, and you're having to go all the way around the world.
Yeah, I was going to say, road is generous. You're starting off overseas.
Yeah.
And so, the schedule makers do what they can to give you that early game on halfway around the world, and
which they did not give to the 49ers because, F the 49ers, right?
They've complained plenty
yes.
about wanting to have the Rams play a second international game.
Yes.
So, look, it is a very, very tough schedule, and let me just go through.
Can I say something while you guys are looking at that? I will say I'm looking up at Matthew Stafford. He's speaking out to the season ticket holders here. And I think about him in the course of the star power we have here at L.A.
Yeah.
So you have Shohei Ohtani with the Dodgers. You have Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman also with the Dodgers. You have Luka Doncic with the Los Angeles Lakers. And then you have Matthew Stafford and the amount of star power he brings, as well as He was at that Taylor Swift wedding. He was at the
Yes, he
Kelsey
was.
Swift wedding. You know who else was there too? Trent McDuffie. We got 2 people in the wedding of the century.
How
I just
about
wanted
that?
to say that because I love Taylor Swift.
We know you do.
Yeah.
Did you see Taylor Swift when she was at SoFi?
I did see Taylor Swift when she was at SoFi. I had a great showing. So did you look at the rest of the schedule and how crazy it is?
So here's how it goes. So San Francisco and Melbourne, Australia. Okay, that's week 1. Come back Monday Night Football. By the way, the Rams have 6 primetime games, most in the NFL. Monday Night Football against the Giants at home. The next week, Sunday Night Football on the road at the Broncos. Okay? And then the following week, it's unbelievable to me the way the schedule makers keep doing this. This is now your 3rd trip to Philadelphia. Now, 2 years ago, it was the playoffs. But last year on the road, it was early in the season, and you're at Philly. And week 4, you're at Philly again.
Yep. And then you get Buffalo and Josh Allen at home.
You've played on the road in Australia, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, and then week 5, Monday Night Football. 3 of your first 5 games are primetime games, and one of them will stand alone, this game in Australia.
And I do think, though, the Rams do a great job of, understanding I want to say this word and, the connotation of, biohacking the best way to travel. So I think if any team can handle this trip to Australia, I think that it'll be the Rams. And why don't we go through the rest of the schedule on the other side? Because I think we're going to have one more segment, and then we got Tony Pastores, the COO of the Rams, coming up, and we can ask him all of these fun questions about how this team is made.
I'm super excited to meet Tony Pastores. Every time I hear them say, Demoff and McVay and Snead and Tony, I go, Tony, talk to me about Tony. I don't think people know Tony. I can't wait to meet him tonight.
Yeah, it's not Tony Soprano, it's Tony Pastores.
And on the other side, Demoff, who was on the stage, did talk about Aaron Donald, which I will tell you about on the other side.
All right, there you go. Geeter, Kappy, Emily, our entire 710 crew. We're live at the YouTube Theater at SoFi Stadium. Jackie Slater, the Hall of Famer, around the corner. Stay with us, everybody. This is ESPN LA for Rams Reveal Night.
You're listening to a special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed.
What more do you want?
Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-568-2790. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-568-2790. That's 800-568-2790. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-568-2790.
In sports, you got to have the right team in your corner. Same goes for after an accident. That's why when people ask me who to call, I say it's easy. I tell them to call my guy. I got a guy. Attorney Big Al. Big Al's been helping accident victims across California for more than 15 years. He's an LA native, a huge sports fan. Wait till you hear him go. And he knows that after a crash, things get overwhelming fast. Between dealing with insurance companies trying to rip you off, trying to get your car fixed, trying to find the right doctors if you're hurt, it can be a lot. It can turn your whole world upside down. That's where Big Al and his team will step in for you. So lock this number in your phone. 1-800-HURT-123. 1-800-HURT-123. They'll help guide you through the process, protect your rights, and help you understand what you may be entitled to. And here's the biggest thing. Don't let the insurance company call the plays. Call 1-800-HURT-123 or visit attorneybigalca.com.
Attorney Big Al's attorney Ken Klein, based in Los Angeles.
Hi, it's Ramona Shelburne. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SE for just $299 a month. Comes with owner's insurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Take it from me. With next-level customer service and incredible dealer incentives, your next Hyundai is waiting for you at Hyundai of Glendale. Call 818-222-8000 or check them out at HyundaiofGlendale.net.
$299 per month plus tax. Call San Luis for 24 months. $47.49 total due on signing plus government fees and taxes. Unapproved above average credit through HMF. There's no security deposit. 7,500 miles per year. 20 cents per access miles. Expires 7/31/26. And tonight, it's a special edition of ESPN LA, broadcasting live from YouTube Theater on your home of Rams football.
Stafford throws left side. Devontae snatches it down. Another touchdown from Matthew Stafford to Devontae Adams.
With all the coverage live from YouTube Theater of tonight's Rams Revealed event.
Hi, this is Devontae Adams of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
Once again, back to Inglewood, back to YouTube Theater. With Chris Geeter McGee, here's Scott Kaplan.
Myles Garrett and Trent McDuffie have just taken the stage here at the YouTube Theater at SoFi Stadium. Matthew Stafford is on the stage with them, and JB Long is interviewing the three guys. You've got the MVP, you've got the reigning defensive player of the year, and you've got an all-pro cornerback. And when we looked at this Rams team a year ago, we were talking about what happened at the end of last year, said they couldn't make a play in the secondary, and they couldn't close. They didn't have somebody that could get that quarterback as good as Jared Verse was becoming. Now you've got an all-pro corner who's going to cut off half the field. You've got Myles Garrett, who's the best sack man in the entire NFL, and possibly Aaron Donald. We're still waiting to find out what the reveal is, but you've got stars all over the place on this Rams team.
How about that applause when those two walked out on stage, and you could tell already Myles Garrett has these guys eating out of the palm of his hands. Then you have Matthew Stafford with the mic. And for me, Trent McDuffie, it flew a little bit under the radar because Ty Simpson was drafted at 13th. They traded the 29th pick, the one they earned, as Emily had said earlier in the show, to get McDuffie and then signed Watson. But I'm as excited about McDuffie as I am any other player on the Rams right now.
He's also a local kid, too. He talked about that when he got on stage. And it's just it's seeing all three of them together. And if you added, like, Puka Nacua here, who could have been the Offensive Player of the Year, it's like you're playing Madden.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. I mean, the Rams roster is kind of, and I know people around the NFL don't love the fact that the Rams found a way to get Myles Garrett because they're like, wait a second, this was a Super Bowl caliber roster
already
before Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
The Rams are kind of like the Dodgers in some ways here, that they get big name guys that are major impact players. And
I know that they, like the other teams in LA, do feed off of this. Like, I know the Rams want to really make their imprint on the city and, like, really get this huge fan base. And if you are a fan of the Rams, they will give you everything you want. They will be competing for a Super Bowl every year. They're going all in every year, and they know how to also build up these young guys.
And they also know that the Super Bowl is coming back to SoFi Stadium, and they know what it did to this entire market when they won the first Super Bowl. They weren't as entrenched then as they are now. And if they were to win the Super Bowl this time around, I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be the Dodger parade through downtown LA, but it'll be 3 times the size as it was last time.
I will say, LA Times put out a poll from LMU, a survey of fan bases here, sports fans in LA. And obviously, I think we all know Dodgers and Lakers are number 1 and number 2, respectively. I think the Dodgers went above the Lakers for the first time in a long time, just because they're winning championships. But then, Rams, I think, doubled their the percentage of the fan base that they had. They're solidly number 3 in the city. And so I think consistently winning, putting things all in, making a great product is always something that will get people involved.
Building a great facility to house your fans also. Let's not underestimate
and
that.
Treating your fans with respect and treating your fans like they know what they want.
I mean, for me, being a SoCal homer, born and raised, I'll be 55 in September, have never left Southern California. These are my teams. The beautiful time of year for me, I'm hosting Laker pre and post, late October. Dodgers are going for a World Series, and the Rams are playing. Yeah. It's the best time of the year for me.
And I'm just looking at Myles Garrett on this stage, and I remember what happened last year when there was all this talk about him wanting he wanted a trade. He wanted out of Cleveland. It just so happens that as that story was in progress, Myles Garrett showed up at a Laker game, and he showed up inside the ESPN LA suite. Now,
really?
Yeah, you may say, well, how'd that happen? Well, the same people who own ESPN LA own ESPN Cleveland. They also have the Cleveland Browns on their ESPN station there. So there's a lot of synergy. And Myles Garrett had come into the suite that night and was as approachable and as sweet as could be. And I kind of had a chance to chat with him one-on-one. I just was saying to him, big fella, you would look good in this Rams yellow and blue, because at the time he was very much talking about a trade. Of course, he went back to Cleveland. They didn't want to trade him, so they paid him, made him happy for one more year, and he broke the all-time sack record this season. I'm not going to tell you that he's going to have more than 23 sacks in this upcoming season, but I will tell you this. When you go from playing on natural grass and it turns into mud by October, November, versus having the consistency of playing on the field at SoFi Stadium, I'm not telling you he's going to have more than 23 sacks. I'm just going to tell you he's going to play faster.
And the success that guys around him are going to have because of him.
Yes.
Yeah, Braden Fisk will eat. Byron Young will
They're gonna
eat. Kobe Turner will eat. All of them will eat. I think what I'm most excited for with Myles Garrett, obviously he's playing the field. I want to see that. But I am excited to see he loves Halloween. And he always, I think every year that he was in Cleveland, would do like gravestones, like tombstones in his front yard of all the people that he had sacked last year. And so we will not play Sam Darnold before Halloween. But I'm hoping to see, a Josh Allen tombstone, some, Brock Purdy's tombstone.
Jalen Hurts.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah. I want to see all of those tombstones lined up, and I want to see him, even getting close, sniffing his previous record.
They're showing pictures right now of Trent McDuffie and Myles Garrett in Rams uniforms.
And it just looked fantastic.
And it's really, again, look, Myles Garrett is a household name. Trent McDuffie is not. But in the NFL, people knew about Trent McDuffie and his success and his all-pro credentials in Kansas City. But you're overshadowed, obviously, in Kansas City by Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, even Chris Jones on the defensive line. But, again, this goes back to this Ty Simpson thing. They could afford to draft Ty Simpson because they'd already gotten a cornerback, and not a rookie cornerback, an all-pro cornerback with the 29th pick. So they filled the hole.
And again, think back to last year, that game against the Bears in it was a divisional round or what?
Yeah.
Divisional round.
Divisional, yeah.
And it was that amazing pass from Caleb Williams to Cole Kmet in the end zone. But you saw one of the Rams cornerbacks got cooked. And that's why Cole Kmet was as wide open as he was. But imagine, instead of that, you have Myles Garrett running down Caleb Williams. And you have Trent McDuffie locking up Cole Kmet in the background. That would never happen. They would never go to overtime.
There were holes last year for sure, and still right there. And when you see those guys in a uniform that they just showed, I think of my boy Blue. He looks glorious.
He does look glorious.
I mean, it looked good, didn't it?
It really did.
Oh, Kevin Demoff, by the way. I wanted to get to that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because you were talking to Eric Dickerson. And
Eric Dickerson finished up, and then he and I were having a little bit of
You were telling him a story because you guys have mutual people.
Kevin Demoff, who's the president of the Kroenke Sports Media Empire.
Right. Yes, and he was on stage talking. And in the YouTube chat, there's been a lot of chatter. My man Kappy opened the show, and we said, what if the reveal is Aaron Donald? Well, he was asked, and when he kind of said, I'm just like you guys. I wake up every morning and I'm scrolling, hoping it's the day.
Yeah.
He goes, it's not today. And then they booed. It was hilarious. And he goes, but I'm hoping, just like you, and whenever he wants to come back, we are welcoming him with open arms. But why not, Cap?
Listen, I feel like the Rams have done such a good job of not leaking whatever this reveal is. Mm-hmm. And could it, since we're building it up as might it be Aaron Donald, could it then ultimately be anticlimactic? I don't know. But I just think that they've done such a good job of keeping this quiet. Here you are, you're showing off your two new pieces of your defense. And, Emily, I think you're so right that Caleb Williams is able to run around. Myles Garrett will be running after him, and he will only have half the field to look at because the reputation of McDuffie is he is a true shutdown corner. And there are very few in the NFL. I think of Stingley down in Houston as a guy who offensive coordinators have to look at and go, we can't throw on that side of the field. Let's not challenge. You have one of those types of players now by reputation, by resume, but you combine great pass rush with time in the secondary. That's what every NFL team wants.
And on the other side, Jalen Watson, two-time Super Bowl champ. I mean, it's a different team.
The players they retained from.
Yes.
And you got Landman coming in making plays in the linebacker position. You have Quentin Lake also is out there making plays. So it's not just that they built it; they retained the guys that were making big plays next year. So We do have a guest coming in a couple minutes or so why don't we take a break?
Okay.
And coming back, I think we'll have Tony Pastores, and can we ask him all the questions about how they built this?
Well, that, and also we had only gotten through week 5 of the schedule. So Tony Pastores, the Chief Operating Officer of the Rams, will join us next, along with Geeter. It's Kappy. We are live at the YouTube Theater. It's Rams Reveal Night on ESPN LA.
You're listening to a special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed.
What more do you want?
Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
Let's go!
Kenny here to tell you about the Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion. A zero-sugar treat that's Sweet Tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
Here's good news for folks who have a jumbo loan. The Loan Exchange, America's jumbo lender, is offering a 30-year fixed-rate loan at a 5.75% interest rate and 5.962% APR for loan amounts up to $3 million. So if you have a mortgage with an interest rate of 6% or higher, give America's jumbo lender a call at 833-436-8800. You drive around to find the cheapest gas, so why not refinance your mortgage? Every day you wait, you're wasting money on needless interest. Go to theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 to find out what your savings will be with a new 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.962% APR. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 for a 30-year fixed rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.962% APR.
Coming up Friday morning on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, 7 a.m. on ESPN LA. While Kappy will be coming off Rams Revealed Thursday night. What did the Rams reveal? ... We'll find out all the details, all the pageantry of how it went with Kappy and Geeter on Thursday night. Plus, Beto Duran, the Cisco Kid, will be with us. It's a Schwanzaholic Friday morning in the summer of Schwanz, Jack.
The summer of Schwanz.
Gregory Arthur Bergman, producer Lindsay Baseball, the social team in the back, and you join us 7 a.m. Friday morning to put a smile on your face. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on ESPN LA.
Hey, it's Oral Hershiser. Can you believe I have my name on a building? I can't, but I'm grateful and I'm humbled. And here in Chino at Oral Hershiser Chevrolet, we love Chino. We love the people of this neighborhood, of this community, and the surrounding community, and we are here to serve. We're here to serve the same way I served you on the mound, the way I'm serving you on the microphone, and the way we follow and watch champions and championships.
And tonight, it's a special edition of ESPN LA, broadcasting live from YouTube Theater on your home of Rams football.
Stafford on platform, sets the laces and drives one down the right sideline. Caught by Nakua. Touchdown, LA!
With all the coverage live from YouTube Theater of tonight's Rams Revealed event.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams. The Rams play here.
Once again, back to Inglewood, back to YouTube Theater. With Chris Geeter McGee, here's Scott Kaplan.
Matthew Stafford is still on stage here at the YouTube Theater. Myles Garrett is still there. Trent McDuffie. And the Rams are showing off a lot of new toys tonight here at the YouTube Theater at SoFi Stadium along with Geeter. It's Cap, got Emily here, and our entire ESPN LA crew. And now here's Tony Pastores. But I want to just say this. Before we talk Rams football, we got to get to know the Chief Operating Officer of the Rams. Because, Tony, I was telling you before you came on, I always hear Kevin Demoff say, well, between me and Les and Sean and Tony, you know, we all kind of talk about these things. And I go, who's Tony? I want to know Tony. So it's great to meet you, man, and congratulations on all of your early success.
Thank you. No, it's great to be here. It's great to meet you guys. No, it's believe it or not, I'm old. This is season 17.
How's that possible?
Yeah.
You're 25.
It's season 17 for me in the Rams. So I was fortunate, right place, right time. I got hired by Kevin, and then Stan Kroenke bought the team. So I spent some time in St. Louis, learning a lot from Kevin, and then when we moved out here, been partnering with Sean and Les ever since, and it's been a ride.
People who don't know, played football at Dartmouth.
We'll call it. Yeah, I was at Dartmouth. I don't know if I want to say we played football. It was something like football. We were not very good when I was there. Luckily, they got better. I worked in the football office aside from playing. That was my job on campus. And I am actually very proud of the work I did off the field because we got much better on the field because I wasn't on the field. So things progressed after I got out of there, and they got better players.
I feel like as COO, you're the guy. Les and Sean will come to you and be like, we want this guy. And then you have to be creative and find a way to get that guy.
Yeah, no, that's something I learned a long time ago from Kevin is our job is to help facilitate, and that's to give the head coach and the GM exactly what they want from a team perspective. And I don't do it alone. I've got a great team around me. There's actually another Dartmouth guy hiding in the hallways. His name is Matthew Sheeran. He is a former Dartmouth football player himself. Matthew won a lot more games than I did. I think Matthew's got an Ivy League championship ring or two, and he is far smarter than me. He spent time in the finance world, J.P. Morgan, private equity, before we got him out of there and got him a real job in the NFL.
Uh-huh. Well, just real quick, you're from Minnesota, is that right?
Yep.
And you had a very decorated high school football career. I mean, a couple of state championships, as I read. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, and then on your way to Dartmouth, and I looked this up, I want to say it was 2009 may have been your senior year at Dartmouth. That sound about right?
The fall of 2009, yep.
And in your bio it says, what does he want to do? He wants to be an NFL general manager. So you knew back then, and you're talking to us now about working for the football program, you very much wanted to be an NFL executive, it sounds like.
Yeah, no, so I'm fortunate. I had really good high school teammates. I had great high school coaches, and I also had a lot of people who were very real with me. And I think I learned pretty early on, sophomore, junior year, I had an opportunity to visit the University of Nebraska on a visit, and I realized really quickly that I did not belong at that level of football. I think it was Bill Callahan was the head coach at the time, and so when the Ivies started recruiting me, Princeton, Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth, I met a coach, Buddy Tevens, who truly changed my life. And unfortunately, Buddy is no longer with us. But anybody who's been around the game of football, especially college football, is well aware of Coach Tevens. And he changed the game. He protected players in their head. They don't tackle at Dartmouth anymore in practice. He testified before Congress on concussive injuries. And he actually kind of became a confidant for Roger Goodell in the NFL. And so, at the Women's Forum, they present the Buddy Tevens Award now every single year. And so he truly changed my life. But that's part of the reason I went to Dartmouth is I met Coach Tevens. We spent 3 hours in his office, didn't talk a lick of football. It was, let's talk about life. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And I told him right then and there, I want to work in sports. And he said, then that's what we're going to do.
Tony, when I look at this team, I see the veteran presence, Super Bowl champions, youth, and then I see the vets that want to win their first Super Bowl. To me, that combination is what wins. Is that what you were going for?
No, it's all about the team, right? And I think obviously different game, but you look at what just happened in the World Cup. We had the world champs here a couple weeks ago in Spain, and I think they said it on the broadcast, and it's so true. The strength of the team is the team. You never know where it's coming from with that team. And there are, stars everywhere, some of the best players on planet Earth. And they're not scoring a bunch of goals. They're not like everybody had their turn. It was guys off the bench that ended up winning them the World Cup.
That's right.
And so everybody's got a role, but that was a team. And I think you want to emulate that, right? And I think that's the fun part of Sean's offense. You don't know if it's going to be Puka, Devontae, Kyron, Tyler Higbee, anybody. It could come Colby Parkinson. It could, our little duck from Oregon who plays tight end too. Like you never quite know where it's going to come from, and I think that's the fun part. Blake Corum, and you've got a bunch of low ego guys that just want to win, and so I think that's the recipe you want.
Can you talk to us? We're talking to Tony Pastores. He is the Chief Operating Officer of the Rams, along with Geeter. It's Kappy. We are at the Rams reveal here at the YouTube Theater right at SoFi Stadium. Eric Dickerson and Jackie Slater are coming up on the stage. Eric Dickerson was by earlier. Jackie will come by a little bit later. Would you just talk to us about how the Myles Garrett deal happened. Because at the end of the season, it was pretty obvious for anybody to see, look, this team has one small hole. I wouldn't even call it small. This team needed secondary help. You guys went out and you secured an all-pro caliber guy who's from L.A. and wanted to come home. We all thought, okay, this is a Super Bowl-ready roster. And then you went out and got Myles Garrett. How did that happen?
I think that's the fun part about, our organization, and truly it starts with ownership. What is possible, and with the Kroenke family, everything is possible. And with a head coach and a GM who aren't afraid to take risk, everything is possible and everything is on the table. And so we talk about everything. If you probably heard some of our off-season staff meetings, you would be like, "What is wrong with these guys?" But some of those things, I don't know how many teams talked about the opportunity to trade for Myles Garrett. We did. And Les made a call to Cleveland, and I think he probably shared. The first time it was dismissed pretty quickly, and then he called again, and he probably called a few more times in there as well. But I think that's the cool part for us is everything's on the table, and trying to figure out how do you get better. And you see that guy, and you go, well, he makes us better, so let's figure it out.
We talk so much about the players, but how important was the combination of coaches as well? Shieldhouse moves to offensive coordinator. You bring in a Robert Woods with receivers, Cliff Kingsbury, right? Chris Shula stays, which was huge for you guys. How important is that combination?
Yeah, I think that's we've had unbelievable turnover among our coaching staff, and that's a credit to Sean and the folks he's brought in, but, also it used to be kind of a pain, right? It was like, every year, 5 or 6 of these guys, we got to reload. I think we've kind of figured it out how we do this, and it is starting to develop some of these young coaches. And I think that's where Robert Woods, Brian Allen, some of these former players who are now on staff are going to come in, and they're going to be great coaches. And Nate Shieldhouse, we identified a couple years ago, got him from Iowa State, and he stepped right into the offensive coordinator role. You get Dave Ragone, who's called plays in the NFL, right there with him. Cliff Kingsbury, who's been there, done that. Brian Johnson's helping out, and so you kind of. It's kind of become this place that these guys come because they want to learn from Sean. They want to learn what's going on, and they want to help us win.
And I think philosophically, when you think about cultivating young coaches who can come up and be promoted from within your system, and we're talking about Nate Shieldhouse, so where he's come from to where he's elevated to, philosophically, let's cultivate coaches in-house. I think it looks the same for players because we were talking earlier, is you got 2 star wide receivers. Well, 3 and 4, you guys must feel confident in the guys you've drafted in the late rounds. And by the way, it's 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then you guys decided to go tight end for the last 2 years in the second round. So it just feels to me like it's better to cultivate late round draft choices when you have the luxury of having stars, because then you can divert money in other places. Absolutely. Because you have younger guys on early stage contracts.
Oh, without a doubt. Like it takes all 53, and actually it'll take some of your practice squad every year, right? It's a war of attrition in the NFL, and so Les and his staff do a phenomenal job drafting late, but it's about finding football players, and football's got to be important to them, and they've got to be students of the game, because if you're not going to last in a Sean McVay offense or defensive meeting for that matter. And so it's finding guys that just love ball and that are going to pour into it like our coaches do. And so it's about developing your people, whether that's coaches, scouts, players. I think we've done an awesome job here in LA of doing that.
Tony, you got your beautiful daughter with you. I'm a girl dad. So is Kappy. When I talk to my kids all the way through sports, I always talked about expectations and that you want them. You want to be a team that people talk about, because that means you have value, and that means you have a chance to win. It's our job to pump this up. We want to go to the Super Bowl. It's in L.A. But I look at those first 5 games for you. Yeah. It really is week to week. How do you guys navigate all the pressure and the expectations?
Yeah, no, I think Sean says it all the time. Pressure is a privilege. And so I think we welcome the expectation. I think we, are really excited to take it week by week. And it is. It's a great opportunity. When people think highly of you, it's on us to go demonstrate and show them that, we are this team that they think we are. And, we have the pieces. We just got to put it together week in and week out. But, that's the NFL. There's no – this isn't college football where, there's going to be a 35-point spread or whatever in the first couple non-conference games or anything like that. Every single week, anyone's capable of everything. And I think that's the beauty of the NFL. Every team right now feels like they have a chance. And history has proven it. We're going to turn over half the playoff teams every single year. And so, I think we owe it to our fans in L.A. And I think, again, going back to ownership, they've demonstrated that. We built SoFi Stadium. And Sean and Les, as long as they've been here, we want to go for it, right? Like, we owe that to the fans. If you're not trying, Sean says it all the time, we're not trying to win. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Right. And so, we felt like we were right on the doorstep last year. Seattle got the best of us.
Last 2 years.
Yeah. Sam Darnold maybe had a little too much time there in the NFC Championship. We feel like we've remedied that.
Right.
So
pass rush and secondary has been remedied. There's no doubt about it.
And that's the goal, right? We felt like we were right there, and so how do we take what we had and supplement it? And we feel like we did that, and so let's stay healthy and get this thing rolling.
Well, let's also add one little last piece. Tony Pastores is the Chief Operating Officer of the Rams. We're at the Rams reveal at YouTube Theater. It's Geeter and Kappy. So maybe there's just one last little piece of the puzzle. Now, tonight we're here for the Rams reveal.
Sure.
We haven't been told what the reveal is. I'm thinking you guys got a sense of showmanship. My God, look what's going on behind us, man. We got a freaking show going on here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking tonight the reveal will be 99 is coming home.
I mean, I love that with our fan base. It's never enough. But he is not in the building tonight. I think Sean said it really well the other day, right? We want to give him his time. This is his process. We feel really good about the team we have. When that came out that, hey, I'm thinking about it, I credit to Pat McAfee for lobbing a text out there that I think a lot of us wanted to send.
Yeah.
But no, I think we'll play it by ear and we'll follow Aaron's cues, right? And I think ultimately it's what he feels is best for him, his family, his body, and if and when he's ready, we will welcome him with open arms whenever that day may be.
Well, I will just say this to you: when TMZ put out that video, did you see this video?
He's aware.
The reason
I've heard of said video.
I'm putting you on the spot. This is your first time on the air. I want you back a million times.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I say to these guys, I go, I'm not sure that's him. I don't know if that's him. I mean, it's a video. It's grainy. It's from a long, far away in an office building right nearby the practice facility.
Yep.
So was that him?
That was absolutely him.
Okay.
And over the last few years, Aaron comes and works out all the time.
In shoulder pads?
I don't know if he had shoulder pads. I mean, I think that's just his shoulder. He's a broad-shouldered guy. No, he's worked out at the facility for years, right?
Okay.
He comes in and works out with our strength staff, Justin Lovett. I think, he's doing Aaron workouts. I think everybody's afraid to work out with him. I think there's been a few videos on the internet of guys that have decided to go work out with Aaron and immediately regretted it. I think Stafford told the story on one of the podcasts, maybe the Kelseys, in which, we had the Make-A-Wish kid in, and Aaron gets him throwing up, and you're like, Aaron, come on, man. Like, we're just doing arms. And you're like, just doing arms. And so Aaron's a workout machine. That hasn't changed. That's who he is. You don't usually see him on the grass. He's not a big, lower half guy of late. He's probably more upper body, but I think he's trying to get the lower half, see how things feel.
Well, I hope he built up enough that you'd come on the morning show with us throughout the season.
Anytime. I mean, these two, they're up early. So
they're up early. Yeah.
All right, good.
They are the 5 a.m. alarm clock. They no chill there.
Well, Tony, it is a real pleasure to meet you. And I said congratulations on your early success. You're a young guy, man, but you've been with the Rams for a long time. It's crazy.
I promise the NFL has aged me a lot. I feel old. So
16 seasons.
Season 17 in the fall.
17 on the
17 in the fall, but I am, believe it or not, I'm only 38. So I've got a few years, I think, left in me. I'm trying to catch up to Sean. He's older than me, which is hard to believe. But no, and it's been an awesome ride, and so grateful for the group we have, and obviously, like I said, it starts with ownership. I mean, we got the best owner in sports. So
you want to know what the worst part? I'm just going to finish with this. You want to know what the worst part of this whole thing is? Tony's adorable little daughter comes in, right? 4 years old. And Tony had just said to his daughter, well, come on, I'm going to go do radio. You know what his daughter said? What's radio? What's radio? He said, hey, look, I don't know. Like, she didn't know what a gas station was. I drive an electric car. He said, okay, we'll give you a break.
My wife's from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm from the Twin Cities. Like, our parents look at us like we have failed as parents. Like, what do you mean your kids don't know what a gas station is? They go to a gas station in northern Wisconsin and they think it's Disneyland. There's treats. There's
they love it.
And so, yeah, maybe on the way home we won't listen to K-pop Demon Hunters. We'll turn on the radio. We'll turn on 710 and we'll listen to ESPN radio.
Would you please listen to us on the radio? Would you consider listening to us on the radio? Do you want to say hi to any friends on the radio? Go talk into your dad's mic.
Who would you like to say hi to?
Who's your best friend? Okay, Michaela. Say hi, Michaela.
Hi, Michaela.
She's probably listening right now.
I bet she is, right?
Everybody
Good chance.
listens.
Yeah.
Right?
Kayla, Belbina, they're all
on the
listening.
radio.
They're all listening. All the TK girls are listening. to
Complete
710.
gold.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, there's an app. They can listen on
Right,
the
you
app.
can listen on that. Right, you can download the app.
No. We're too young for phones. Too young for
Okay.
phones. We don't need that.
All right, well.
Good parenting.
Radio. We're going to teach these young kids.
We are. We're going to teach them about radio.
Tony, a pleasure.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to this season, man. Good luck.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right. We are at the YouTube Theater tonight along with Geeter. It's Kappy. I got Emily here. We got our entire ESPN 710 crew. Jackie Slater is on stage now. He's going to get off. He's going to come up here, and we're all going to find out together what is the reveal. This is ESPN LA.
You're listening to a special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed.
What more do you want?
Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
Let's go!
Call Jacob. Hey, it's Mace.
And I'm Ireland.
After a crash, you are on the spot. You got to make the right decisions.
800-345-6789. Count the facts. Count on Jacob.
Count your options, then count on Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Put it in your phone. Memorize it.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Hi, it's Ramona Shelburne. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SE for just $299 a month. Comes with owner's insurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Take it from me. With next-level customer service and incredible dealer incentives, your next Hyundai is waiting for you at Hyundai of Glendale. Call 818-222-8000 or check them out at HyundaiofGlendale.net.
$299 per month plus tax. Close and lease for 24 months. $47.49 total due on signing plus government fees and taxes. Unapproved above average credit through HMF. Social security deposit. 7,500 miles per year. 20 cents per access miles. Expires 7/31/26.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
Did you ever go through a baby wipe phase? Used to keep the little tin on. Yeah, right there. Okay.
What?
Yeah, okay.
There may or may not be some in my bag right now.
There you go.
Oh, no, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not a big toilet paper guy. I just use wipes.
I thought the wipes were the closer.
No. Yes, the closer.
The closer.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You can.
okay. Starting
We
pitching
went
and
too
you close
deep
out.
into this.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit Goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
And tonight, it's a special edition of ESPN LA, broadcasting live from YouTube Theater on your home of Rams football.
Stafford throws left side. Devontae snatches it down. Another touchdown from Matthew Stafford to Devontae Adams.
With all the coverage live from YouTube Theater of tonight's Rams Revealed event.
Hi, this is Devontae Adams of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
Once again, back to Inglewood, back to YouTube Theater. With Chris Geeter McGee, here's Scott Kaplan.
Incredible visit with Tony Pastores, the chief operating officer of the Rams, just a few moments ago. And like I said to you, Geeter, I hear Kevin Demoff or Sean McVay or Les Snead mention Tony, and I never know who Tony is. 39-year-old guy who's going into his 17th year of working in the NFL for the Rams.
That tells you.
Right.
What a baller he is.
Right out of Dartmouth, 21-year-old kid, and now here he is all these years later, 38, 39, whatever he was. And he's been in the league for all these years, and I brought it up to him in his senior year, in his bio, on the website for Dartmouth football. What do you want to do for a living? I want to be an NFL front office executive. He knew what he wanted.
And talked about it on his recruiting trip. Right?
To his coach,
To
right.
his coach.
Yeah.
And they didn't even talk about football. They talked
Pretty
about
cool.
what he wanted to do after life. I mean, you're a college athlete. I played college as well. Like, that's part of it. I'm still tight with my coach today. We're talking over 30 years ago. You know, but what a great guy. And you know, I was reading up on him today when we found out we were going to have him, because he is kind of the guy we don't know, because you hear Les and you hear Sean and you hear Kevin, obviously. And the quotes about him from the other members of the front office, like, these guys have a list. These guys want these, and he's got to find a way to get creative, to make moves, to free up money. Like, when you mentioned Ty Simpson, right, and where other money can go instead of signing a veteran guy for $10 million, that's his job.
Oh, yeah. He understands the language. I mean, he knows that if you have receivers number 3 and 4 and 5, and those guys are making, significantly less than your 2 starters, if your 2 tight ends who you've drafted in the last 2 years are still on rookie contracts, you have more money to spend in other places. That's how you can get a Myles Garrett. That's how you can get a Trent McDuffie.
They had the cheapest defense for the
Correct.
past 2 years
Right.
until they got McDuffie and Myles Garrett, and they weren't cheap in terms of like the quality. They were, I would say, inexpensive or frugal might be the way to do it. But they got the most. They landed all their picks from top to bottom.
Emily, I think that's why I've been so impressed with the Rams over the years. And if you're a Rams fan, you should be so happy with their motto of, if you're not winning, what are we doing here? Because yes, you have a couple of bad seasons here, but they are perennially in it, right, and competing.
I want to say they've missed the postseason only twice under Sean McVay.
I mean, look around the league.
Almost no one else can say that.
That's
Exactly.
hard to do. And there was probably I remember his first year, but I'd have to go back and look. But you may be right, only 2 years.
So they missed it. One of the years was Jared Goff, I believe, and then one of the
after
years,
the Super Bowl, right?
Well, that was with Matthew Stafford after the Super Bowl. But the first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But to have someone at Sean McVay's age have gone to 2 Super Bowls, and to win a Super Bowl in this like Chiefs era of winning Super Bowls, the Chiefs, Eagles, to kind of punch your ticket when you know that the Chiefs weren't going to be in the Super Bowl is actually really, really impressive at this point.
I think, and it may have been off air, tell me if it was, but when we got done chatting, Tony was saying that when Cliff Kingsbury came here, it may have been on air.
I think it was off air.
It was off air. It was
off air. Well, I'm not divulging anything,
No.
but he was. But what
Which,
he was
again,
saying,
let's everyone make sure. We have Cliff Kingsbury here, which is like kind of crazy.
well, it's hard to believe that a guy who was an NFL head coach is now an NFL assistant head coach and doesn't really have a position to coach per se. Like a lot of guys will go from head coach back to offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator.
Go coach in the college football.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury came here, and what we were talking about was when coaches come here and they've never worked with McVay, and there wasn't really like this connection per se in the history of their coaching tree, but guys get here and they go, whoa, McVay's on a different level.
Just a standard he sets.
And the thing about it is that most coaches on other NFL teams, they love to be the guy that's in the office at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And they want to be the guy that doesn't leave until 11 at night.
I sleep here
right,
on the cot.
I've got a cot in my office, and it's a badge of honor for coaches to put in ridiculously long hours. You say, hey, Coach, what are you doing at 9:30 at night? Well, we're having a 3rd and short meeting. And that's
it's almost performative at some point. Too.
Well, that's exactly my point.
Yeah.
And so here's what Sean McVay has, and people have seen this progression. He went from, I love this, to my mind is blown, and I don't know how much longer I can deal with this.
Wonderkind to the earth crashing down.
Yes.
Right. And then through like learning that see, we as older people, we don't understand this thought of work-life balance. When I hear young people say work-life balance, I'm like, what's wrong with you? There is no work-life balance. You work.
Yeah.
You work. You're available 24/7, and that's the way it goes. But younger people, McVay included, had to find a way to actually have a bit of a life outside of football. And then what happens is these other assistant coaches now, they get lives too. Because McVay says to them, go home, or we're shutting down, or don't even come back until training camp starts.
Fill your cup at home.
Right. Have a life. Because honestly, when the season starts and it's about, training camp's about to kick off, you're locked in.
You bring up such a great point. That balance is key, and it shows. And then when you talk to Tony and he tells us about the energy and how Cliff is absolutely blown away, that's why Sean McVay is able to do that.
Yeah, I don't think that we would have the Sean McVay of last season without that 5-12 season.
And it was
I think
his
he
wife.
would have never have faced the reality of that he was burning himself out if not for that 5-12 season.
And Emily, when he was burning himself out, it was his wife that said to him, like, isn't this when you're supposed to lead, though? Like, it's hard now.
And it's like you wouldn't be
He
who
turned
you
a corner.
were if you decided to go and leave and go to the media or whatever other opportunities he had after the 5-12 season. So now I think we get the renewed best version of Sean McVay, ready to lead the Rams to hopefully another Super Bowl, here in LA.
Well, that's why, again, when you brought up earlier, when the Rams won the Super Bowl last time it was here at SoFi Stadium, they did go all in, and they went all in season.
Yes.
You know, it was getting Odell Beckham Jr., it was getting Von Miller. They were making their declaration that we're trying to win the Super Bowl in our home stadium in its first iteration of the Super Bowl in SoFi. Now, here comes the second Super Bowl in SoFi.
Yeah.
And the Myles Garrett move, the McDuffie move, all of it tells you that they are all in on winning the Super Bowl again this year.
So, the grand reveal has been revealed, and we can talk about what that is on the other side.
Can we talk about what I haven't seen yet?
Yes.
Because I'm still waiting.
Okay.
The reveal is happening behind us. What is the reveal? We will tell you exactly what it is when we return to the YouTube theater. Geeter, Kappy, Emily on Rams Reveal Night on ESPN LA.
You're listening to a special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed. Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
The home of Rams football, and now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an Audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an Audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
If I'm Derek Carr, and I want to win a Super Bowl before I'm done.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
How about this? You look at Stafford's record, you look at how Stafford plays and the amount of time that he misses, which is very, very minimal, and you say, hey, look, if you're the Rams and you don't have what you call a viable backup quarterback, why would you not at least knock on the door of Derek Carr? Now you've got a 34-year-old veteran quarterback who's started probably a couple hundred games in his career. And now, Ty Simpson, you're our third-string quarterback, and Stetson Bennett, in theory, could be the odd man out. But if backup quarterback is a critical position for the Rams because of Stafford's age and injury history, then getting a real backup quarterback, someone with real experience, might be on the Rams' radar.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, John Ireland here with the Globe Life Spotlight. Today we're shining a light on Stephanie Poe. Stephanie has been building a successful career at Globe Life since 2012. When she opened her agency, she started with nothing but a vision and the determination to succeed. Today, her team serves hundreds of business clients and is a Globe Life top performer. Thank you, Stephanie, for your incredible work, and thank you, Globe Life. Find life insurance you can afford and start your own success story today. To learn more, visit globelifecareers.com.
And it is a special edition of ESPN Los Angeles, your home for Rams football, 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Blitz coming. He's hit. Ball down. Scooped up down the right sideline with Walkers. 10-5. A leap in the end zone.
Broadcasting live from YouTube Theater. Scott Kaplan, Chris Geeter McGee, bring you all the coverage of Rams Reveal.
Flat, it's caught. It's another touchdown. Colby Parkinson, go off. The Rams are back on top.
An exclusive special event tonight for season ticket members and a special guest. And we'll bring you all the coverage, all the sights and sounds. And yes, some of those special guests this evening. Plus, a major announcement on the way. ... Kappy and Geeter got you covered. Let's do it. It's time for Rams Revealed right now on ESPN LA.
Hi, this is Miles Garrett of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. LA's mega sports station, ESPN LA.
Now inside YouTube Theater with Geeter, here is Scott Kaplan.
Matthew Stafford is on stage. He's got the microphone. Trent McDuffie, the newest member of the Rams, the defensive back that they got from the Kansas City Chiefs, who's an all-pro caliber player, who's an LA kid who's home. Myles Garrett is on the stage. All three of these guys have microphones in their hand. They don't seem to want to get off the stage, and the fans don't want them to get off the stage. And J.B. Long is up there as well. And the Rams have made at least one part of the reveal. I don't know if more is coming, but it's all about these brand new jerseys that the Rams are going to be rocking.
You go first. Week 12.
So let's start with yours.
Okay.
Geeter. So yours, Geeter,
this is the Classic Soul.
Classic Soul.
And it will be worn at the SoFi home opener September 21st, Monday Night Football against the New York Football Giants.
Okay,
this
looking
is
good.
the Classic Soul, so they'll be wearing this.
Now this one is, I think it's called Fearsome White. Now let me tell you what I think of when I see this jersey. I think this looks like the old school Fearsome Foursome Rams jersey. This is the 1960s Deacon Jones head-slapping fools, Merlin Olsen, Rosie Greer, Lamar Lundy. This is the old school Deacon Jones, Merlin Olsen.
It looks clean.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
And again, it didn't really occur to me until we cracked the mics again, but Fearsome Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Fearsome White for Monday Night Football.
So this is actually, Fearsome White is going to be worn for the first time Week 12 versus the Green Bay Packers on Thanksgiving Eve.
I was going to say,
Thanksgiving
that's
Eve.
Thanksgiving Eve.
On a Wednesday. Forget Monday Night Football. On Wednesday Night
Football.
But think about that.
It's going to pop on Netflix.
Well, because it's got this white and blue, and I'll be honest with you, it's got a little bit of this like Lions blue to it.
Yeah.
So when you think, about what comes up on Thanksgiving, who's always playing on Thanksgiving?
Well, now that's the Rams and they're Fearsome White.
Right, exactly.
By the way, I'm all in on Classic Soul. Like, this is the one I want.
Let me tell you
some
history about the Classic Soul. So the Classic Soul is commemorating the 75th anniversary of the Rams' 1951 NFL championship.
Okay.
And that was the first professional sports championship in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So that's what that one's supposed to be. And then the Fearsome White honors a legend, Fearsome Foursome, like we mentioned, the Rosie Greer, Deacon Jones, all that great stuff that had the defensive dominance that changed the game. And so hopefully that shows up with some great defensive plays against the Packers. We could use them.
I'm feeling pretty smart all of a sudden right now. You know,
By the way, you kind of want to take this home. This is a Myles Garrett jersey.
Right, like the Fearsome White. And I was like, this is like, the old school Fearsome Foursome. And now you're reading to us and telling us that that's exactly what the Rams were going for.
Yeah, brownie points for Kaplan on that one.
Even though I went Monday Night Football versus Wednesday Night Football. I'll take the brownie points.
Too. So what's great about this is you're going to see that you have Myles Garrett and Geeter, you have Matthew Stafford. But I want to see is that on Wednesday night, let's say around 10 p.m. our time, that is full of grass stains because he is just tackling the crap out of everybody on the Packers.
Crushing Jordan Love.
Yes, crushing
By the way, the
Jordan
fans
Love.
are now filing out, Kappy, and the reveal that you had thought possibly did not happen. But here we do have the new jerseys, and I think you're a fan of them.
I mean, listen,
and you wish Aaron Donald was in it.
I do.
But we're going to have to wait.
And I really thought that after they made the announcement of the jerseys and everybody's like, okay, all right, cool, jerseys, nice, cool, that's great. I thought after that there still would be an Aaron Donald announcement. But as I'm standing up now, and for those of you that are watching on YouTube, I'm looking behind me, and I see all these Rams fans that are walking out of here tonight.
Hey, guys. Also, take a look at that helmet for the Fearsome White.
Yeah.
So to describe to people who aren't here, so it's going to be the blue that's in this jersey and then the white horn of the Rams. And I will say that's going to look really clean. I think that's going to look really awesome on the day before Thanksgiving. And just so everyone knows too, if you want to buy any of these, have any of these interest you, especially these alternative jerseys, you can buy them at the equipment room, which is here at SoFi, but also online at ramsfanshop.com. That's Rams with an S fanshop.com.
It's really amazing.
Tony's our guy now. He could probably send us the
sure.
Right? I mean,
no doubt. That is our man.
That is our guy.
Right. Seriously, like, you never hear from that guy. You never see that guy. You don't know anything
good,
about him.
though, man.
You know what
I was dialed in with him. He was awesome.
You know what I want to see them do in those Fearsome Whites? I want them to do the Let's Ram It, like the Just Ram It
the
song.
video?
I want them to recreate it with
Eric Dickerson?
Myles Garrett to Trent McDuffie. I want to see them recreate it this year.
I love going retro Ram It. I think that's a great idea. You know, we were talking about when these jerseys are going to be worn, and you said the yellow is on
Classic Soul.
Okay, Classic
SOL.
Soul. Classic Soul is it's the Monday Night Football game against the Giants, which is the home opener.
SoFi home opener.
Right.
They're opening in Melbourne.
Which is a home game.
Right.
Which is a home game. I mean,
okay.
Bummer.
Yeah. Okay. But, listen, I'll just tell you this. 2 years ago at the Super Bowl in New Orleans is when Kevin Demoff came to sit down with us and tell us about this game in Australia. So
and here it is.
And 2 years went by really, really fast. And so
it's going to be incredible to see that stadium being used. I'm excited to see what football in Australia looks like. But it'll be interesting.
Well, you've got the Niners in week 1 in Australia. We've already talked about the Giants week 2.
Then you go at Broncos, who were in the AFC Championship game without Bo Nix. Right? Then you go at Eagles, who won a Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. And then Bills at home.
Bills here at SoFi. And those are the first 5 weeks, and we're like, wow, that is a really rough first 5 weeks. After that, you're home against the Cardinals, which we all perceive the Cardinals to be a bad team, a bad organization. But
who knows?
They did go out and they got a new coach that came from this McVay coaching staff. So they got LaFleur, the former Rams offensive coordinator, now head coach. By the way, the Cardinals also went out and got an offensive coordinator that was really humiliated a couple of years ago when he didn't make it his entire first season as the Denver Broncos head coach in Nate Hackett, and then went to the Jets because he was essentially handpicked by Aaron Rodgers, and that turned into a disaster. And the guy was out of football for a year and comes back under the radar as this offensive coordinator. But the Cardinals, week 6, and then at the Raiders.
At Raiders in Vegas.
Ooh. Now, I don't know about you guys. I've not been inside the new stadium in Vegas, Allegiant. I haven't been.
I've only looked at it outside the hotel room.
I've not been in, but my daughter is like, Dad, we got to go to the Rams Raiders in Vegas this year.
Hey.
And I'm like, you know what? That's a really good idea.
And then you got the Chargers.
The who?
I know what.
Who are they?
Oh,
there's
the
San Diego.
Los Angeles Chargers, I think is.
So we know where that game's going to be.
I'm not aware of who.
At
those
Commanders, at Cardinals. Those are your first 10 games.
Okay.
Would you take 7-3? I want to know what the YouTube chat. Would you take 7-3? Or you got to have 8-2. Remember, they were 12-5 last year.
I would take 7-3 as long as those 3 losses, I had confidence in the Rams. I think if it's 3 losses and a blowout or something that, I don't think I'd like that.
Okay, but here's the thing. I could live with 3 losses in 10 games if those losses are to the Eagles, the Bills, and maybe, let's say, on the road at the Commanders. But I'll tell you this, because we talked about it earlier. You know, the loss last year at Atlanta, the loss last year at Carolina, those are games you can't give up. When you're playing against the Cardinals, the Raiders, you got to win those games.
Right.
Because you're likely going to drop one along the way. You cannot have the Giants come to your stadium in your opener, your home opener, and lose that game. You can't drop that game. So
I will say, John Harbaugh in his speech this week didn't really instill a lot of confidence in those New York Giants.
No, it was very non-inspirational.
It was lackluster.
Yeah.
But one thing, too, about all these games we're listing, all those primetime games for the Rams, we're going to see these uniforms really pop out, late-night games, a lot of pressure on the Rams. And I think that of all these teams, I think they'll have a better opportunity to succeed than they did in 5-12 season. I think they're going to be really set up for success.
After week 10, when you're playing at the Cardinals, you got to bye, and the bye comes, I think, at a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's early to make this kind of prediction, but to have a bye that late in the season, it seems like a great time. Then you're on the road to play the Packers on the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. Actually, you're here at SoFi against the Packers. Then you've got a Thursday night game against the Chiefs.
Against the Chiefs.
That's going to be tough.
I look at these games, though. You got Christmas Day, right? You got Thursday night football with the Chiefs. You got Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. Sunday night football against the Broncos. Monday night football Giants. Prime time against San Francisco and Australia.
The NFL is
It's going to be epic.
The NFL has said,
yeah, they're all in.
We're back in L.A.
Yep.
We have a team that won a Super Bowl at their home stadium. Their home stadium is hosting the Super Bowl this year. They've gone all in. They've got the reigning MVP. They've got one of the best receiving cores, at least top 2 in the entire NFL. Then we know what we've talked about here tonight about what the Rams have done with their defense. The NFL wanted so badly for L.A. to have a team that was good enough to put on 6 times during prime time. You expect it from the Dallas Cowboys. You've come to expect it from the Kansas City Chiefs. You might think that the New York Giants, because they're in New York, but the Rams, to your point, Emily, the league has anointed them. They're the team that people want to see.
All right, let's take a break real quick because I think we're going to get Jackie Slater in really quickly here in just a few minutes and talk to him all about what these great uniforms with this big reveal was.
And if he's disappointed like I am that 99 didn't show up here tonight.
Still lots of time.
Yep.
Lots of time left.
Plenty of time. All right, hey, listen, it is Rams reveal night. The YouTube theater has cleared out. Jackie Slater's about to walk in. Geeter, Kappy, Emily, and our team. And we are here for Rams reveal on ESPN LA.
A special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed. Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You know, in sports, you got to have the right team in your corner. Same goes for after an accident. That's why when people ask me who'd I call, it's easy. I tell them my guy, Attorney Big Al. Big Al and his team have been helping accident victims across California for more than 15 years. 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. They're available 24/7. 1-800-HURT-123 or check them out online at attorneybigalca.com. Attorney Big Al is Attorney Ken Klein, based in Los Angeles.
Coming up Friday morning on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, 7 a.m. on ESPN LA. Well, Kappy will be coming off Rams Revealed Thursday night. What did the Rams reveal? ... We'll find out all the details, all the pageantry of how it went with Kappy and Geeter on Thursday night. Plus, Beto Duran, the Cisco Kid, will be with us. It's a Schwanzaholic Friday morning in the summer of Schwanz, Jack.
The summer of Schwanz.
Gregory Arthur Bergman, producer Lindsay Baseball, the social team in the back, and you join us 7 a.m. Friday morning to put a smile on your face. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on ESPN LA.
Hi, it's Ramona Shelburne. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SE for just $299 a month. Comes with owner's insurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Take it from me. With next-level customer service and incredible dealer incentives, your next Hyundai is waiting for you at Hyundai of Glendale. Call 818-222-8000 or check them out at HyundaiofGlendale.net.
$299 per month plus tax. Close and lease for 24 months. $47.49 total due on signing plus government fees and taxes. Unapproved above average credit through HMF. Zero security deposit. 7,500 miles per year. 20 cents per access miles. Expires 7/31/26.
I spent a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain and mud. In 95, I helped tow your moving trailer. And in 09, it was sparks from me, your chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And tonight, it's a special edition of ESPN LA, broadcasting live from YouTube Theater on your home of Rams football.
Stafford on platform, sets the laces and drives one down the right sideline. Caught by Nakua. Touchdown LA!
With all the coverage live from YouTube Theater of tonight's Rams Revealed event.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams. The Rams play here.
Once again, back to Inglewood, back to YouTube Theater. With Chris Geeter McGee, here's Scott Kaplan.
Kappy.
What a night we've had here tonight at the YouTube Theater. I will tell you guys, this is my first time ever in the YouTube Theater. I've not seen anything other than an NFL football game at SoFi Stadium. I've not been in the YouTube Theater yet. This place is awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Great venue, great acoustics.
Yeah, they say like 3,500 is kind of a packed house, but it can expand to over 5,000.
Ooh.
So, I mean, you imagine seeing a concert here would be amazing.
You know what I call that? Intimate.
Yes, very.
Not a bad seat in the house.
Right on, man. Are we having a good time here tonight?
I'm having a great time.
What a fortunate place we find ourselves in.
What a fortunate moment we find ourselves in. Yes, that's right, Emily.
And by the way,
That's so true.
the Rams are a great organization, and they're super easy to work with, and they've been nothing but just awesome for us this entire time.
It's really an amazing thing. Again, I know I keep kind of going back to it, but I'm telling you guys, in the 2014, 15, 16 range, I was so deep into the story of who was going to get LA. And at that time, I was working for Westwood One, and I was doing, NFL broadcasts, and I would go to Dallas every year for Thanksgiving. And every year I would find Jerry Jones. This is like 3-4 years straight. And I would say, Jerry, come on, man, like, who's going to get LA? And he would say to me, he'd say, Stan Kroenke is the kind of guy that if he was not in the NFL, we would be recruiting him to buy a team in the NFL. And Jerry Jones, who actually was born in Inglewood, I don't know if everybody realizes that, he really wanted Inglewood to be the home of the NFL. And Jerry, and I would say several other very influential NFL owners, really went to bat that the Rams should be the organization that gets LA. And yes, the NFL allowed the Chargers, but that's only because they trusted the Rams to come here and do it right. Not say to the public, hey, we need you guys to build us a stadium and have to go through votes and all the nonsense. Stan Kroenke walked into town and said, I'll build my own stadium.
And I'm going to make it one of the best in the world.
And I'm going to help revive a part of L.A. that needs it.
I mean, listen to the commentators talk about the World Cup and what a beautiful stadium they were, where they call it Los Angeles Stadium, whatever. But, they were just raving and raving because they're coming from these football palaces in England and Spain and all those great places. But to see them come here and just be in awe of what is right here in our backyards, why not go to a game? Even if you're not a Rams fan, you'll become a Rams fan if you go to one of these games.
Do you remember they put the hole out in Irwindale for the Raiders?
Oh, man.
Is that where that was?
Well, I do remember.
Years ago.
Oh, a long time ago. There was at one time there was talk of the City of Industry getting
that's what I thought out there, yeah.
There was a time, I'll tell you guys, there was a time, I'm talking way back when, 20-plus years ago, when this is 2004, 3, 4, 5, where the Chargers, who were always threatening that they were going to leave San Diego and go to L.A., they were talking about a downtown stadium. For a long time, they were talking about a downtown stadium pretty much across from where Crypto is and where those buildings, those high-rise buildings that were never finished are. There was talk of a stadium there for a long time. So between City of Industry, downtown L.A., you mentioned Irwindale.
Yeah.
And even Carson at one point was
and now it's
the Carson thing was something, wasn't it?
Never was going to happen, right?
Never was going to happen.
So we talked about, the Rams' hopes this year. Do you guys want to know where the odds are currently for the NFL right now?
They are favorites for sure, right?
They are the favorites.
But it's so
49.
wild. Isn't it wild, though, that the Rams are the favorites to win the Super Bowl? It's hard enough to get through the division with San Francisco and the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle.
And when I look at that schedule, and if you go on and break it down and look for NFC breakdown and they talk about the teams, they say every team's toughest stretch. You and I have been fixated on these 5 games. Well, you mentioned something. Look at that week right around Thanksgiving.
Oh, man.
Packers, Chiefs, Cowboys, Niners. I mean, they just have a bunch of tough stretches at the end of the year even, right? Seattle twice.
Is who is behind the Rams in the odds. So tied for second best odds are the Bills and the Ravens. I would put money on the Bills over the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens aren't going to do anything. And then after that, there's the Seahawks, and then the Eagles, Patriots, and Chiefs. I think the Patriots are going to take a big step down because they're going to have a much more difficult schedule this year. They're going to have that Super Bowl hangover, especially the losers of the Super Bowl have some of the biggest hangovers the next year.
And by the way, the league season starts with a rematch of the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Can I just ask everybody, did we really need to see a rematch of the Super Bowl? Was the Super Bowl so entertaining that we really need
Pats got their butts kicked.
Right, that we need to see the season kick off with a rematch of the Super Bowl? That makes no sense.
I was so bummed this year because, the Rams had lost in just gut-wrenching fashion, right, in the NFC Championship game. But I got myself around to getting ready for this game because I love that day. Super Bowl Sunday is such a big day here and for the family and all of our friends and everybody. And I love football. So I get into it, and that game was awful.
It was terrible.
And it just bummed me out because I love a great game.
It's only awful if you're not a hater of the Patriots. If you're a hater of the Patriots, it was just
it was glorious.
Well, I just didn't think they were a Super Bowl team. Like, listen, mad respect for getting there. I respect any athlete and any team that can get to the mountaintop.
Sure.
But they just weren't a Super Bowl championship team to me. So
But to have Drake May in only his second year, who only played like half the games his rookie year, to have him in year two, make it to a Super Bowl, and to have a first-year coaching staff. Look, Mike Vrabel was a successful coach in Tennessee. He hadn't won a Super Bowl. But to be in New England for the first year with a new staff and a second-year quarterback who only played half the season, it was an impressive thing. But I'm with you, Emily. I think the Patriots will take a step back this year. I think for Vrabel, we all know about his personal controversy.
Sure.
I think that is going to be a drag on this team because they never really handled it from a PR standpoint the right way. And I think it's going to just hang over them for a long time.
I don't know. I feel like if any team can bury a bad PR story and get on with it, it is the New England Patriots.
Well, it was the New England Patriots under Bill Belichick.
Right.
There is a small distinction now between Bill Belichick and Mike Vrabel.
Yep.
do you guys believe in the Broncos?
Ooh, that's
Or
a good
did you think
question.
they just kind of caught magic
Lightning in a
last
bottle?
year? Yeah, lightning in a bottle, the defense, and a lot of late comebacks, a lot of fourth-quarter wins.
I trust Sean Payton.
Yeah.
I think that Bo Nix is above average. I think he's a good quarterback, but is he somebody that can take you to the Super Bowl? I don't know.
Well, we would have known last year.
Yeah.
But remember, Denver got to host the AFC Championship game, and they were the leaders going in to the playoffs, and everybody thought that Denver was the team, and then Bo Nix breaks his ankle, and we don't really know what the Broncos could have been and how they might have competed in the Super Bowl. So I'm with you. Bo Nix is not a star yet, but he is a player who has 2 full years under his belt under Sean Payton. And so
I will say.
You think Sean Payton wants to kick a field goal to go up 10 early in that game?
Such a mistake.
With
That
a
is
quarterback that
so
such
crazy looking
to me, he was yelling at the TV.
Okay, so we were talking about this on the Mason and Ireland show today, and because the Chiefs have renderings for their new stadium. Their new stadium has a proposed roof. Okay, so, and they were talking about whether or not that is, I'm on the side of everybody should have a roof if you can, because the mythical advantage of a team that you can play in the cold weather, it affects both teams. Yes, you can say that, we live here, we play outside in the cold all the time, and you don't know the cold. But when it comes to playing the game, it hurts your body as much as it hurts the other body to land on that cold ground and the snow. I think it's better for every team if they had a dome.
A lot of people feel that way because, first of all, a couple things. Number one, all of a sudden you might have a Super Bowl in Green Bay.
Right.
Or in Pittsburgh.
Yep. And you can host a Final Four. You can host all these other things, too.
On the other hand,
there's something about a night game in the cold.
Come on, like listen, I'm too much of a wimp to sit out there in the cold. I can tell you that right now. But people in Green Bay, that's kind of part of the religion.
Chicago Soldier Field.
Right. You know that
Heinz
AFC
Field.
North football.
Just saying it, yeah.
Not Heinz Field anymore. It's Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah, thank you.
or
Yeah,
whatever the
thank you.
heck that
Thank
is.
you. I always call it Heinz.
But like, when you think about Baltimore, Pittsburgh, you see those games outside and maybe it's snowing out. When you think about Green Bay taking on Dallas or Detroit or something, you think about those games being outdoors on natural grass in Green Bay. But Emily, there are a lot of people who feel exactly the way you do, that the game should always be in the best possible conditions so you can see the best athletes at their best.
Yeah, I just think that it hurts both teams. Yes, you can. I lived in cold places. You lived in cold places. It affects everybody. You never truly get used to how cold it can get.
Do you think I'm soft because I've never lived in a cold place?
A little
I'm
bit.
SoCal my whole life. Is that soft for
You're
you?
a little soft. I think that's why you're so agreeable, why you're so nice. You
There's-
don't have an edge to you
Oh,
because
wow.
you've never spent
No edge.
Zero
But I'm
edge.
tan all year round.
No edge.
And that's good. You don't need an edge.
No,
SoCal doesn't need edges.
You know what? In the winter when I surf, I have a full suit on, so I don't have a tan. But
Yeah.
usually I'll all year.
A lot of times on the morning show, Geeter will have
soft.
an edge, you know?
Okay.
He
You
gets
think
called
so?
out. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Maybe that's the morning. Maybe that's
well, I
the
get
wake
yelled
up.
at a lot
Yeah,
on that show.
Right, it's true.
Can I ask
I
you
make a lot of mistakes.
Well, but also you say some edgy stuff, man.
Yeah, I would never do that on Emily's show.
No.
Can I ask you guys both a question? So, who do we think we will hear an answer from first?
I know
Aaron
who you're-
Donald or LeBron James?
That's such a good one.
Do you think Aaron's waiting for the day LeBron
For the day?
announces to just say,
Wouldn't that be? And
because LA would cheer for Aaron.
Aaron would be the biggest god ever if he chose the same day as LeBron
that'd
and
be
dropped
great.
it.
Right. How about if he had a show called The Decision and he said, I'm taking my talents back to LA? I mean, just something to
I
just
think
play
he'd be
off
the
of it.
king of LA if he dethroned LeBron. But in seriousness, do you think it's going to be LeBron first, then Aaron? And
Well, I know that like today, all the rumor mill rolls, right, about
Yeah.
LeBron, and there was a bunch of rumors today that LeBron is waiting to see if Golden State can kind of work a deal to
August
get
6th.
Anthony Davis, and who else, could get Anthony Davis, that he wants to play with Anthony Davis. Again, those are just rumors out there, but if that were true, man, you talk about LeBron and the breakup of the Lakers and how long this breakup would have been coming. If he really, really, really wants to play with AD again, imagine what it must have been like when they traded Luka and they told him, and he went, wait a second, you can't get rid of my guy AD. And they went, yeah, the days of you making decisions for our organization are over. We've got Luka now.
Guys, I hope it's LeBron because I'm just ready for him to choose a spot, and then I can focus on Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
you're right. Well,
I think it's going to be LeBron.
We should take a break. I think we're going to get Jackie Slater in here soon. We talk to him more about what he talked about tonight with JB on the stage.
Looking forward to it because I didn't get to hear it. So I'm looking forward to it. Here comes Jackie Slater. He'll be walking in a matter of moments. While everybody is in their car making their way home, we're still inside the YouTube theater. It's Geeter, it's Kappy, it's Emily, and it's Rams Reveal Night, and the Hall of Famer Jackie Slater is coming up. This is ESPN LA.
You're listening to a special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed. Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
The future depends on teachers. Every day, teachers are shaping our tomorrows, starting their students on journeys that will change the course of history. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who will make preventing pandemics their life's work, sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who will help combat climate change, and generating possibilities for a student who will be the first in their family to graduate college. It all starts with teachers who meet challenges with creativity, who reinvent education for the future, who work towards a school system that lifts up every child, regardless of race, income, or zip code, and to enable the full potential of our students, our communities, and our country. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Shape the future. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
Mason in Ireland.
Mace, do you think pro wrestling is real?
I think that it's really tough to do.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
I won't say that the outcomes.
You don't want to get your head boxed.
Well,
like
no.
that.
Here's the thing. These guys are unbelievably trained and doing difficult
but the
stuff.
outcomes are predetermined.
I agree with that, but I don't like to use the word fake.
We watch TV shows where the outcomes are predetermined and we like them. Like it's not
scripted.
different from Game of Thrones.
It's scripted.
Just scripted.
Right, and the kayfabe is. But I thought that Tom Brady really slapped Logan Paul, and now apparently there's the sound. Apparently now there's something going on where Tom Brady might do a WWE thing.
Shocking.
Which I think is so lame. It is so lame.
Mason in Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
And tonight, it's a special edition of ESPN LA, broadcasting live from YouTube Theater on your home of Rams football.
Stafford throws left side. Devontae snatches it down. Another touchdown from Matthew Stafford to Devontae Adams.
With all the coverage live from YouTube Theater of tonight's Rams Revealed event.
Hi, this is Devontae Adams of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
Once again, back to Inglewood, back to YouTube Theater. With Chris Geeter McGee, here's Scott Kaplan.
And add in now, Hall of Famer Jackie Slater has come to join us. And Jackie is sitting down and getting all headsetted up. Excited about being on YouTube, about being on the radio on 710. Everybody's listening, as you know, on the ESPN LA app. And here is Jackie Slater along with Kappy and Geeter. What's up, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. I just had a fantastic last couple of hours, visiting with Eric Dickerson and then going out and seeing all of these rabid Ram fans all in one place. The place was packed.
It was.
And, I couldn't do any wrong there. It was just fabulous.
They love you, man.
It made me feel really, really special.
How great is it when you get to see Eric and just kind of reminisce? It's like no time has passed.
It's like every time we see each other, it's like we're together yesterday.
When you first saw him step onto the field, what were you? Did you know he was different?
No, I had no idea. In fact, I looked at him and I was disappointed in the organization.
Why so?
I was disappointed in the organization because, I just experienced Wendell Tyler, the dynamic back from UCLA, who went on and left the Rams and won a Super Bowl in San Francisco.
Right.
And most of the backs that I had worked with all of my life, even Walter Payton in college, were all short guys. They were not, as tall as Eric. When I looked at him, I thought, man, this guy looked like somebody you're going to have gained 10 or 15 pounds and play tight end or trim him down and let him be a wide receiver. He don't look like a running back to me. And then one time, John Robinson, who actually underestimated how quickly he was hitting a hole because he was so smooth doing it because they timed him and they found out he was just getting there as fast as anyone. He said, he stopped the practice and told him how we really need him to hit the hole, come downhill hard, And I'm thinking, dang, just what I figured. He's too tall. He can't hit the hole. Yeah. What in the world were they doing drafting this guy? And then before long, I'm watching this guy getting into the secondary of defenses, and I'm watching what I perceive to be fast men change their direction angles to try to catch him, and they still couldn't catch him.
Wow.
Right.
And that was when I figured out we had something special.
So, Jack, 20 years, man, of playing in the NFL, offensive line. What if a young offensive lineman said to you, Mr. Slater, how do I get to have an extended career like that? The average career of an NFL player is like 3 years. You played all those years. What did you do to play that long in the NFL?
Well, first of all, I would say that it was the good Lord's will for my life. He blessed me with that opportunity of something that I loved, I had a passion for. And fortunately for me, during that particular time, and this is going to seem, like it would be contradictory to a long-term career like that, but I was afforded the opportunity to practice the skills that I felt like I needed to be successful in games on a daily basis. We were in pads twice a day in the summer, And once the regular season broke, particularly early in the season, we would be on full gear on Wednesday, full gear on Thursday, and then shorts and shoulder pads on Fridays. And then about halfway through the season, we dial it back to just full gear on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I was practicing against good talent, the skills and the techniques, developing and sharpening skills and techniques in pads, week after week after week. And I tell people all the time, I don't know that I could have played 20 years today, not just because the guys are bigger, stronger, and faster, but I don't think I could have played as long if I played today simply because, my job was a technical position, and I had to master all of these skills to deal with all of these different bodies. And only way I mastered these skills was to exercise them, a couple of days a week before games.
Yeah, but what about staying healthy?
Well, that's something else. I had my bumps and bruises. I had my things, but I was fortunate that I didn't have anything major. In my 9th season, one of my own teammates hit me in my right leg and blew out my medial collateral ligament. That was the second surgery I had. In my first year as a starter, I fell on my knee and banged it up real bad. Got a roughening underneath my patella right now, about the size of a quarter, but they just went in and smoothed it out, and I was able to bend my knee and keep on playing. We went to the Super Bowl that year. So those are the two most major situations that I had. But one of the things that I think helped, and beyond being just protected, was I always tried to be moving. I never wanted to be a guy that was stoic and just big and powerful and sit on a guy and all of that. I always wanted to move and move my feet, and I knew where the ball was going. And I guess this is just my part, but beyond being blessed. But I knew where the ball was going, so I knew I couldn't have lazy feet toward that area. In other words, if I was blocking a guy away from the play, I couldn't turn my back to the play and let my legs stand there and just post in a stationary position, because eventually that power would come back towards me. So I thought through those things on a daily basis.
You've played for 20 years, so different eras of football. When you watch today, what's kind of the biggest difference or adjustment for offensive linemen?
I think one of the biggest adjustments for offensive linemen today is the expectation that they're going to be throwing the football, strategically, with some teams in particular, over 60% of the time. And to me, it really puts a pressure on an offensive lineman. I mean, it doesn't allow him to really neutralize a guy. A guy like Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald, if they know you're going to be throwing the football 60 times a game, 60 times, in that game perhaps or thereabouts, they're going to pin their ears back and just come after you. But if you're running counters, and this was the beautiful thing about working with a guy like John Robinson, who had Marcus Allen and Charles White at USC. He did a fantastic job with the running game there. And then he came on and brought Eric Dickerson to the Rams, and he was had the rookie rushing record that's from '83 that stands to this day. He had a 2,105-yard season the following year. Just dynamic stuff, but it was always a unique blend of play calling and mixing up the run and the pass. And that's what I think was a big asset to me as a player, to help me last as long, because you didn't know. I was going to make sure that you didn't understand if I was going to run block you, pass block you, and it just so many different things went into me having the success I did, and big part of it was great balance in the offensive attack.
So I was as a younger guy, I was a huge fan of the Rams. I loved that. I loved Eric Dickerson. I was telling Eric earlier today just how much I loved him as a player.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a young guy, and I'm going to tell you a quick story. So I'm an undrafted free agent with the San Diego Chargers.
Uh-huh.
And this is probably 1992, 93. This is kind of towards the end of your career and
Yeah.
towards the end of the Rams being in L.A.
Uh-huh.
before they go to St. Louis. And I think training camp practice for the Rams was at like Cal State Fullerton.
Yes.
Does that sound right?
Yes.
And
Well, the last 2 years it was at UC Irvine, but prior to that, for 16 years, I went to training camp at Cal State Fullerton.
So I'm a young kid. I'm like 21, 22. I'm an undrafted free agent kicker.
Uh-huh.
And,
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm probably not going to make this team, right? But I'm like, all right, I got to get into training camp. I got to, back then kickers would have to be on 8-9 teams before they'd finally make it.
Right,
Right,
that's true.
And I feel like the kicker for the Rams back then was like Zendejas, one of the
Oh,
Zendejas
okay.
guys, right?
All right, or well, let's see. It was past Tom Dempsey. It might have been
Yeah.
Frank Corral.
No, keep going.
It was Mike Lansford, perhaps.
No.
The barefooted soccer style
Maybe
kicker.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm a kid, and we're walking. These are practice ends, and we're walking to the locker room, and I'm like, I'm going to go say hi to Jackie Slater. Because we actually also practiced with the 49ers later in the summer. And I'm like,
yeah,
I'm gonna
the
go
scrimmages we'd have. Yeah,
right. I'm like, I'm going to hang out with Jerry Rice. Like, I don't care, man. I'm going to go say hi to Jerry Rice.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to go say hi to Jackie.
Knowing you, this doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So Jackie's kind of walking to the locker room. He's kind of by himself, and he's an older guy on the field at this time. He's kind of lumbering as I remember it, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I walk up and I go, and I'm in uniform. Excuse me, Mr. Slater. I'm like a little kid, like looking for an autograph. I'm like, I just want to introduce myself and say hello. I'm Scott Kaplan, and I'm like this undrafted free agent kicker of the Chargers. But I've been watching you since I'm in like first grade. You know what I mean? And like I shake your hand, and you're like, yeah, thanks a lot, kid. But you had played so long that I had seen your whole career, and I was now 21 or 22, and I was there. And I don't know if you remember this, but we got into a massive fight. Now, of course, I didn't get into the fight. I stood on the sidelines with the kickers. But there was a huge fight in practice. And, like, Eric Bieniemy, who was a running back for the Chargers, got into a huge
Bishop
fight.
Almont.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember any of this stuff.
I do remember the brawl.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He doesn't remember you, Kevin.
No, of course not. Why would you remember me? But I'm telling you, listen, it was like the Coke commercial with Mean Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green.
And I was a little kid. Like, thanks, Mean Joe. Like, thanks for shaking my hand, Mr. Slater.
That's funny.
It's awesome.
That's amazing. By the way, how would you block Myles Garrett?
That's a great question. And I just admitted to Myles Garrett that I don't know if I could block.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. I mean, you know, I look at Aaron Donald. Like, Aaron Donald was a guy that nobody watched Aaron Donald any closer than me. Nobody. I don't think anybody ever watched him on a Ram televised game any closer than I did. And I dealt with some pretty special players. I dealt with Howie Long. People have no idea how good Howie Long was. I dealt with Reggie White and Ed Too Tall Jones and Mark Gastineau, the fastest guy, fastest big man I ever played. I dealt with all types of guys, and I look at Aaron Donald and I look at Myles Garrett. I look at those two guys, and I've been looking at them separately, you know, over the years, and I'm thinking to myself, what the heck would I do with these guys?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, what the heck would I do? How can you, without help, block these and neutralize these guys?
Well, but if you thought Eric Dickerson didn't look the part of a running back, imagine when Aaron Donald shows up and you go, wait, he's an interior defensive lineman?
Yes.
He's 5'10".
Right. Well, that would have been my first impression prior to watching any film. Well, I'm getting ready to squash this little person. But the reality of all is I look at film before I ever show up at a game. And what I see on film with him was pretty special.
Yeah.
It was pretty special.
Hey, Jackie Slater's here, Kappy and Geeter, Emily, and our whole crew here from 710, the home of the Rams. Tell everybody who's listening how you and Vince Ferragamo have gotten into the podcast.
On
point.
You know what? We're having so much fun. Kind of like you guys. I mean, you guys been smiling ever since I sat down here. Vince and I, we started this about 3 years ago. We have a podcast, On Point Live, with Vince Ferragamo and Jackie Slater. And he and I have been the best of buds over the years. And, we know a lot of people in this arena, in the sports arena, football, basketball. We know a lot of people here in Los Angeles. And we thought it'd be a great idea for us because we worked as a tandem with one of the local television stations prior to COVID and everything. And we thought it was a great opportunity for he and I to continue doing what we were doing. We have a great time doing this together. We have a great system of research. Our guests that we're going to have, we find out as much as possible, talking to a lot of different people, getting these guys to tell different stories and whatnot, and then looking at the current sports. I mean, it's – what am I? I'm not getting rich. Neither is Vince. Nobody associated with us. But it's a blast, man. I mean, it's just so much fun talking about. And then to think, while you're sitting there talking about sports and everything, you think about, you reminisce about the times that you were, 22, 25 years old and trying to make a career of it and going through what some of your guests are going through and then watching the coaches after having, 7, I think I had 5 head coaches and 8 position coaches over that period of time, dealing with all these guys and recounting all this stuff is just special.
Jackie Slater, the Hall of Famer.
I wanted to keep him the whole time.
I know. Gotta go to play. Let me say one thing to you.
I wanted to stay the whole time when he told me he treated me like Mean Joe Green.
Oh, man. Listen, one thing you got to do. Do me a favor. You ready? I'm going to ask you for a personal favor here now. You ready? This football season, you must come on the radio with us more often. I mean,
please.
We need to hear from you. And by the way, I say it like that because think about it. Your career started here in L.A., and then you got to be part of, oh, my God, we're leaving. We're leaving here. We're going to St. Louis. But you're an L.A. guy. Mm-hmm. You're a Rams legend.
Rams for life.
And
Rams lifer.
And the Rams have come back, and they've got the greatest stadium on the planet.
Unbelievable.
They've got an owner who's committed to winning.
Unbelievable.
They've got a Super Bowl, a second Super Bowl coming, and they're all in. Jack, please, we got to have you on the radio a bunch this year.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I will share with you that I'm going to be the Rams insider on KNX, a local radio station.
Very good.
This coming season. I'm looking forward to that. We had a lot of fun talking about the Rams and everything. But I'd love to join you guys.
Okay, great.
You know, especially since you
that story. I was so respectful as a young man.
I was so respectful.
The funny part of it is I swear to God, like we're sitting right here. You're to my right. I was to your left, and you shook my hand like this, like my right hand and your left hand. I'm telling you, it was like a little kid. Mr. Slater, can I just say hello to you?
Isn't it great when your heroes are this nice?
Oh, it's amazing. It's awesome.
Man, you guys are the best.
Hey, thank you, Jackie.
Glad I could be on with you guys.
All right, hey, Geeter, Kappy, Emily, and our whole crew at 710. We're getting ready to wrap things up. We'll give you some final thoughts. Everybody stick around. We are at the Rams reveal. By the way, were you surprised, Jack, that Aaron Donald wasn't revealed tonight? Yes, of course you were. Of course. Yeah, he's been practicing. All right, we'll give you some final thoughts from the YouTube theater. Coming right back here on ESPN LA.
You're listening to a special event on ESPN LA, your home of Rams football. This is Rams Revealed.
What more do you want?
Live from YouTube Theater in Inglewood. More coverage of Rams Revealed coming up next.
Los Angeles, your Rams have reloaded, and they're ready to kick off their 2026 campaign. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett joins reigning MVP Matthew Stafford to lead the Rams into massive matchups against the Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, Packers, and more. To experience every matchup live and enjoy home playoff ticket access, plus interest-free monthly payment plans and stadium event pre-sale access, visit therams.com/2026. Again, that is therams.com/2026. Get your Rams season tickets today.
Hi, it's Ramona Shelburne. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SE for just $299 a month. Comes with owner's insurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Take it from me. With next-level customer service and incredible dealer incentives, your next Hyundai is waiting for you at Hyundai of Glendale. Call 818-222-8000 or check them out at HyundaiofGlendale.net.
$299 per month plus tax. Close and lease for 24 months. $47.49 total due at signing plus government fees and taxes. Unapproved above average credit through HMF. Social security deposit. 7,500 miles per year. 20 cents per access miles. Expires 7/31/26.
Here's good news for folks who have a jumbo loan. The Loan Exchange, America's jumbo lender, is offering a 30-year fixed-rate loan at a 5.75% interest rate and 5.962% APR for loan amounts up to $3 million. So if you have a mortgage with an interest rate of 6% or higher, give America's jumbo lender a call at 833-436-8800. You drive around to find the cheapest gas, so why not refinance your mortgage? Every day you wait, you're wasting money on needless interest. Go to theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 to find out what your savings will be with a new 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.962% APR. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com or call 833-436-8800 for a 30-year fixed-rate loan at 5.75% interest rate and 5.962% APR.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit Goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
And tonight, it's a special edition of ESPN LA, broadcasting live from YouTube Theater on your home of Rams football.
Stafford on platform, sets the laces and drives one down the right sideline. Caught by Nakua.
Touchdown, LA! With all the coverage live from YouTube Theater of tonight's Rams Revealed event.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams. The Rams play here.
Once again, back to Inglewood, back to YouTube Theater. With Chris Geeter McGee, here's Scott Kaplan.
Well, what a night we've had here at the YouTube Theater. Before we give you some final thoughts, I want to just thank our entire crew working overtime tonight here at ESPN LA. Rebecca Wills back at our studio in downtown LA, holding the whole thing down. Thank you, Rebecca. Amazing job. This whole crew here. I see my man Dean Frank Sports, Frankie D. Fresh in the house, Sweet Timmy, Emily, phenomenal job of producing. Rick Cutler getting us on the air, as always, total pro. And Rick Cutler, by the way, let me say something about Rick Cutler. There is nobody in the radio industry that does a better job of eating on the job than Rick Cutler. Rick, how many wings do you think you had here tonight? 2 wings.
Okay. By the way, he is sitting, I don't know, 2 feet from dogs,
the heat lamp,
wings, the heat lamp,
right.
pretzels.
Have you had a dog,
pizza.
Rick? Did you have a hot dog? No bun. Okay, hey, I don't want to feel guilty. No bun.
You know what you should really give a shout out for is this light. This light is getting you guys in a really good, I will say, light.
Yeah.
You guys look great.
I know.
Thank you.
Like we've been telling ourselves.
We
all
kind of were
night.
like saying it, but no one was agreeing with us. But that was that means something when it comes from Emily. At least for me.
Jackie was like, "Really? Do I have to hang with you two guys? You think you're so good looking?"
Have you told that story before on the morning show?
I've never told that story.
By the way, his face, he could not wait. There's a little nervousness, like he's thinking back, what did I do?
Yeah.
But he was really dialed in.
It's so funny. Because,
such a great story.
Because think about it. Like, you're an undrafted free agent kicker. You're the lowest guy on the totem pole.
Exactly.
And he's the biggest star on his team.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I was a fan. So even though I was in uniform and I was there, I was a fan of these guys.
I'm sure somebody in the YouTube chat can AI that up for you and have you in the face of the kid in the Mean
Great call.
commercial somehow.
And have Jackie as Mean Joe.
You know what else happened tonight that I've always known? I am SoCal soft, and Emily agrees.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I love it because I've always known.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
But it is when you live in SoCal, you're allowed, bottom line, you have to admit,
you're
listen,
better
man,
than
like
other
the
people.
weather, I kind of got to live here,
right?
Because I'm probably too soft to live in Vermont.
There's
when
no
it comes to
doubt.
weather.
Well, that means that all the great players on the Rams will never leave because you never want to leave SoCal.
You don't want to leave.
Well, I will just say this. Tonight has been amazing. It's been an incredible
So much fun.
broadcast. This was a great show that the Rams put on. I think the Aaron Donald thing will still happen. Obviously, tonight was not the night.
Yeah, I was hoping that the jersey that they would put out there maybe had 99.
You had me actually when you first came on air and said it. I'm like, God, is that going to happen?
Yeah, could this happen tonight? But you got to get fired up now because look, as hot as the Dodgers are, right, and as much interest as there's been in Lakers free agency, here come the Rams.
Here come the Rams.
You know, here comes a year where LA will host the Super Bowl, and the Rams are the favorite.
And it'll be on ESPN.
Yeah, so it'll
be the
working
first time
out.
the Super Bowl will be on ESPN in 25, 30 years, something like that. Yeah, and exciting thing. ESPN will be at Rams training camp this Sunday. I think that's our first date that we have.
I think you'll be there, Geet, right?
Yeah.
Are you there Sunday?
With Beto.
Yeah, Beto and
Beto,
Geeter. Yeah.
and I believe
Oh, I'm
Greg
so
Bergman
excited
will
to
be
go.
with you.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
And then I think the following Saturday, which is August 1st, I think you and I are back at
No,
at
I
training
can't
camp.
do August 1st. That's why
You're going to leave me?
Yeah.
Really?
I know.
All right,
Hurts.
How dare you? Because I'll be there.
It
So
hurts.
basically the same crew,
It
minus
hurts.
Geeter.
I know. Now I want to come to all the Ram stuff.
I know.
I mean,
Listen,
the training camp days are so fun.
Listen, they're kicking us out of here at the YouTube Theater. They are kicking us out of here. So for our entire ESPN LA crew, working hard, working deep into the night, grinding it out, and being part of this Rams reveal, thank you, Geeter. An amazing night. I will see all of you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. on the morning show. Thanks to our entire team. Thanks to the Rams. Until tomorrow morning, peace out, everybody.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an Audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an Audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/.